I got this. This thing smells. I really need to wash it.
In a perfect phrase to start off the session recording.
Yep. This is great.
Mm-hmm. So, you rolled just now for your first vision.
Oh.
And these will be put in the recordings because they can go back and look at it. Lore that they can experience. So, in the night after you finish researching at the Westland College, presumably when you're expecting Mayor Eimer to contact you the next day because it's the beginning of the next month, you go to sleep as you have been, and your form, your consciousness, we'll say, is pulled to somewhere that doesn't quite feel like a dream. All you see is darkness, but you do hear some muffled noise. Let me double check something here to be certain that I'm doing this correctly.
I'm over here. I'm over here. Right through this door. Help me.
I'm assuming that's the muffled noises.
So you hear some
someone
basic
walking.
muffled noises, and then things start to clear up. So you hear clashing of blades, bursting of stonework? Not really sure. Flapping of wings and a beam of magic that seems to collide with more stonework. You can hear stone crumbling away all around you. And you hear a voice in this darkness say, "Those wings are really a nuisance." And a sort of gurgling, a sort of magical gurgling, approach wherever you are. The gurgling gets incredibly close, and you hear something that seems like tearing. Just not so much like a sword cleaving through cloth, but sort of like the scraping away of material into nothingness. You hear another one of these sort of gurgling beams, I guess, of arcane energy coming towards you, but it's taken by... The hit seems to collide with something in front of you.
Wait, could you repeat that last sentence? My headphones cut out. Sorry.
Another one of these gurgling sort of, I guess maybe arcane beams, you're not entirely sure, come towards you, and this time it ends maybe 10 feet in front of you. You can't really tell sort of the magnitude of these gurgling arcane sounds. But it collides with something in front of you. And you hear something fall to the ground, something flesh-like fall to the ground.
Hello?
And then you hear, wherever that collision was, you hear running away from you. You hear a voice say, and it's so far that it's almost unclear, but it says, some muffled voice, but what does ring true, what does ring clear is, "The rest is up to you." And you hear this...
Is that you?
Arcane sort of a gathering of energy that builds and builds and builds for, what seems to be drawn out, but is really only 5 seconds or so of actual time in this sort of darkness that you're experiencing. And then you hear what sounds like the blast of with the energy of a megaton of TNT from directly in front of you. And what sounds like the entire world around you shaking and crumbling. You hear stonework cracking and crumbling, followed by a massive sort of like surge of cracks that seem to break below you. And then you hear the wind rushing up below your feet. At which point you wake up in a cold sweat. A cold, turtley sweat.
I have no clue what that meant. Wings. Weird.
And that's where we will call our little 15-day interim figuring out. So,
Jawohl.
the other two of you who don't know, that would be Liam and George. If you want a little extra snippet of lore, you can go back and view the session recording, because Gar just had a vision. And that's how we're going to start this session here. Gar, you've just woken up with your sword at your side in the
What the hell are you?
the Cobblestone Inn.
Well, that was weird. I wonder what everyone else is up to right now.
All right. So, heading out of your room here,
Yeah, I'm gonna
you can go ahead and start the music for Dolom. So, you'll head out of the Stonehill Inn into the main chambers where y'all have met for the past couple days. Pink hasn't been here for a while. He said he was going to go out exploring and has been out of town for the last couple days. You all see each other for presumably, hopefully the last time here, because it is the end of the month, which was yesterday. It is now the first of the second month of this year. Would you like to talk to each other?
No.
Top of the morning to you, lads.
Howdy.
Hey.
So, well,
It's finest.
how is everyone today?
Well, we'll find out. Today hasn't really started yet. Where are my dice? I just realized. Hold on, sorry. My dice are off to the side.
I have some dice.
Well, might I start today with a little ballad, I suppose?
Sure, if that's what you want to do.
All right, sounds good to me. And I pull out my flute, and just start
Playing this melody?
playing this melody.
Oh, this specific melody. That's impressive.
This specific melody.
So I keep getting distracted.
Yeah,
by
you
the
can hear the
fact that
flute right now, so hey.
My
Yeah,
thing
the
has like
flute
the little
drop.
green outline, even when I'm not making a noise. It's really distracting.
You can
Go
set-
into your
turn
audio
on-
settings.
Yeah, you can turn on noise suppression because mine would occasionally do that.
I had to turn
Maybe
noise
to put-
suppression off and then set the input sensitivity myself. That's what got mine to work.
I don't think
I
it's
just turned on noise
affecting
suppression.
anything.
Affects most things. What? What isn't affecting things?
The green outline. I don't think it's actually affecting
No, it's just
anything.
it's just
No,
visual.
It's just visual.
Yeah.
But noise suppression is always useful.
Yeah.
At least I find it useful, especially.
So,
since
as you have been
yeah,
doing every day of this week in the mornings, is heading out from the Cobblestone Inn and going over to the Deepwater Tavern, where, of course, your tab has been paid by Mayor Eimer as a way to thank you for assisting his
saving his life.
ending his kidnapping attempt, or the attempt to kidnap him rather. And so, because your tab is paid off there, you go over there and you get a free breakfast. This is the place where you have been playing at night, George, and so some of the patrons you somewhat recognize, although usually you've just been focusing on your playing, but some of them you've kind of recognized just from them coming up and giving you a tip.
Mm-hmm. Plus, it's not my usual time, anyways, since it's so early.
But you can tell after the 2 or so weeks it's been, most of the people who have come for the festival or vacation for the festival have pretty much left town, and it's mainly just the locals around here that are showing up for various meal times.
Sega, were you able to ever go shopping at that the jewelry place?
Yes, I was. Liam came with me. I was able to get this little circlet.
Ah, perfect. What is it? Just a nice little crown you got there?
I've yet to test it because I didn't go out to the beach yet, but it should let me swim pretty well, which hopefully will be useful at some point.
I'm glad the turtle can swim now.
So out of character, the reason I got it was because I can hold my breath up to an hour, but I don't have a swim speed.
Oh.
So I was like, well, I feel like I'm the only one that should be underwater. I should probably be able to swim. So yeah, I was able to get it. Liam helped me afford it. Where's my character sheet?
And so around about halfway through your meal, an older gentleman comes up to your table and turns to you, George, and says, "You're the bard that's been playing here at night, right?"
That's correct.
I didn't get a chance to thank you for your playing a couple days ago, 2 days ago specifically. My daughter's been going through a bit of a emotionally tough time after our cat died, and your playing on 2 nights ago, it was the first time I actually saw her smile, so in quite a while. So I'd like to give you this gold piece, just because I didn't get to properly thank you. I had to get her to bed that night.
Well, I'm glad she was able to smile. I'm always glad to make people smile.
Thank you
I
very
appreciate
much.
I appreciate your tip. I appreciate you letting me know.
Have a lovely day. And he walks off over to his table, and you can see it's just him and his daughter sitting over there. They're two just human people. This about 30-year-old man and his probably about 8 to 10-year-old daughter.
I just go ahead and wave to the family.
The little girl turns and smiles and waves, and then goes back to eating her fried potatoes. Around about.
What tip did he give you? I didn't hear any advice being said. Just kind of gave you money.
Always salt your pasta.
Ah, there's a good tip. You started this with dad puns. I had to.
And towards the end of your meal, you're finishing up the last bits, and you notice that what is your passive perceptions? I have those written down here.
Oh no.
Okay.
Not great. Yeah,
13.
Interesting. So this is easily enough notice to those of you who are facing the door. So that would be, at this point, that would be just Liam, actually. You notice that the door's wide open, quite wide, and you see a kind of familiar figure, although it's different from what you're used to seeing. In this frame of the door, you see, double check the description here, a human male wearing a decently lavish red robe with white accents and a red cloth, sort of, I guess, beret. He's fairly burly, but much more, much larger than you remember him being since you last saw him, with his brown, his blondish brown hair, relatively kept short, and he's also taken a shave since the last time you've seen him, revealing a cleft chin. This is the new and improved Mayor Eimer after 2 weeks getting swole at the gym.
Oh, he has been hitting the gym daily.
Dang.
That is all he's been doing.
His arms have probably about doubled in size.
Good Lord.
2 weeks? Wow.
He has
Maybe
been
Liam
hitting
should
the
have been
protein
hitting the gym.
powder.
We all agree we're going to the gym to double our strength score.
So,
Go
he
for
needs
2
an
weeks.
he needs our escort?
He would
Don't
like
ruin this.
your escort rather than just this is what he explained to you at the Festival Sands, rather than the escort of his personal guards, since comparatively you're probably more capable than the guards compared to him, of course.
Right, well,
He
I'll
himself
just
probably
stick by
couldn't
him and heal him.
fend off like a whole group of bandits or something like that. Especially, yeah, he especially couldn't solo handle the more, I guess, wild and strong beasts that inhabit the highlands, which of course is y'all's destination.
So we're not helping with people,
in
we're helping
Citrine.
with the wildlife. Got it.
So, this ripped man comes over towards you. You can actually see in his robe, the robe is pretty tight around his arms here. Like it's a wonder he got the robe on, because it is a snug fit.
It's
But he comes over to
stretching.
you, maybe a little bit, and he comes over to you and says, "Ah, good to see you people after the first, couple of weeks here. I have, in fact, received word of our status, Dolom's status, of becoming the next Gem City. I've already spoken to James, and he sounds like he wants to stay behind and look after his gym, of course. But you fine folks, would you still be interested in going on this journey with me? It's probably about a week into Citrine. Of course, the compensation would be 1,000 gold split across the 4 of you."
Sounds lovely.
1,
Also,
2, 3.
well, we have our Aarakocra friend.
Yeah, but he's not here right now.
Oh, he's gonna come.
I do believe I saw him flying around the outskirts of the city yesterday.
Oh.
He should be in any time near now, especially since I went ahead and waved him down when he was flying by. He seems to have noticed me.
Might I say, Mayor, you've gotten quite large since the last time I saw you. It's quite impressive.
Oh, definitely. And he begins to almost flex, but then he realizes if he flexes any further than like the inch he's moved his arms, that he would bust his robe. And so he just like does like a good fist, which like slightly stretches the wrist of the robe, so he calms that down too.
If we get into combat, it's just gonna be over for just as close. I don't have mending, so like
He just flexes and they break.
he's a barbarian.
anyway.
That's how he rages.
Yeah,
Would you folks still be interested in traveling over to Citrine?
I'm down.
I'm ready to do so.
Sure, why not?
All right.
Might I ask when we are heading out?
We can. Well, whenever you're ready, of course. I'll be ready in. We'll say 10 minutes. I'm gonna get a quick drink here.
Ah,
You may also
perfect.
want to get your robes refitted. They seem a little tight.
It's probably fine. We've got to stop on the way. That'll help situate me with that.
Well,
All right. I'm gonna go ahead and get a drink, and y'all can do what you need to prepare. Of course, we can head out later if you need to, do a last minute stop by any shops.
Great. And DM question. He paid for our room and board. Did he pay for meals at the tavern? I can't remember.
Yeah,
off
3
the
meals
top
a
of my
day,
head. Okay, so cool.
off the standard menu.
Right.
So you couldn't say 15 meals worth is 1 meal. But you can get 3 standard meals a day. And Gar, they do indeed have salads.
very
And those salads
enthusiastic
have
about salad.
lettuce, mushroom, and some sort of tree nuts, depending on what you're interested in. They also have a little bit of a sort of vinaigrette, a basic vinaigrette, but a decent one.
That salad actually doesn't sound too bad.
Oh, it's great.
I don't even eat salad. All right, I'm gonna go get what you were having.
Alright.
Might I ask what nut that is?
The nut is. Double check my notes here.
You're asking me or the DM?
I was asking
Yeah, what
Gar,
kind
who
of
was
tree nut?
feasting.
Yeah, what kind of tree nut is in the salads written down in your notes?
Yes, I do.
How
I have a
extensive are
whole
your
list
notes?
of plants, whether or not they're edible, poisonous, and the like.
Can you guys question how much I prepare for these things? I prepare the logical stuff. He prepares the everything because he had 8 months to prepare.
Yeah. Anyway, so
I just started this for fun at one point.
Gar, would you have read what the listing of the nut is on the menu, or would you just ordered salad
Yeah.
because salad? Okay, so
I
you would know
assumed
it is
at
the
least 1 or 2
tan
salads,
oak,
so-
the tan oak nut.
Uh,
It's a light brown nut with a dark brown shell, and a hollow inside that's typically ground up when put into meals. Not necessarily into a powder, but into kind of like half the size of a pea, if that makes sense.
What do you say?
It's got a nice earthy taste to it.
The tan oak nut. I think I said that right. Tan oak,
Oh, okay.
right?
Yes, tan oak nut.
Yeah, it's the tan oak nut.
Hold on.
It's nice. It's got a good earthy taste. Good lord. I recently got a new dice bag. I gotta find my dice again. By the way, Morgan, my impulsive decision.
I thought about getting one of those. I'm thinking
is
about
like a
getting it
hat.
more. I'm thinking about getting more now, like something like that now, because I do have too many dice, and they're all just in a bucket. Like
Yeah, no, this
they are not organized at all.
for context. Let me tighten this real quick. This was my old dice bag. This is my new one.
Yeah, this is my old one. I don't have my new one
Yeah.
here, but I just use the
I,
bucket. Like I've got these are the dice that I have just on my desk. Like you cannot see it because I've got the blur thing on. But like these
Anyway.
are just the dice. Anyway, back on track.
we talk about the dice for the next 30 minutes.
As
What do we do?
not Liam, George, as George goes over to the ordering bar at the tavern here and gets a salad, the mayor comes back over to your table and goes ahead and takes the empty one of the 4 seats.
Does he not need to?
He slides the chair out, a little farther than most would. But he's got just a simple, nutty smelling ale with him. And having stayed at this place for 15 days, you know that this Deepwater Tavern runs its own brewery that is also in this same block as the inn you're staying at, as well as a tool and a tool shop that also shares this block. And so he has one of the the local brews. And he just starts drinking his drink, listening into your conversation.
What conversation? We're all socially awkward.
I'm gonna turn
got
the music
To
salad
be
down
fair, I've
just a little
somehow
bit.
managed. To be fair, I've somehow managed to make yet another character who has had very limited social interactions up until this point.
It's almost like D&D characters are often a reflection of the true player.
All right,
Not
so
far off, right?
George,
honestly, really not that far off
as George gets
socially.
his salad and comes back, and he also sits down, you can see that Pink comes in the door and goes up to the bar, orders a meal, and
There's no
comes
C4
to
now.
well, at this point, since Mayor Eimer's in the seat, he goes ahead and stands at the edge of the table, and then Mayor Eimer actually gets up and says to Pink, "Well, you can take the seat. I can stand quite well enough." And so Pink goes ahead and takes the seat instead of Mayor Eimer, and goes ahead and sits down and eats his food.
Oh, so Pink, what have you been up to this week? 2 weeks.
Oh, I've been just flying around the area here. I've visited the Claw Mountain just across the lake, as well as the Cascade Falls, which, of course, that's in Cascade Forest down to the south of here. It is a beautiful sight, both of these places. From the top of the Claw Mountains, you can see the sun setting over the horizon and how the different paths of light lay across the land. And the Cascade Falls is a sight to see. Oh man, standing in the middle of those falls, you can look to either side of you, and it's just waterfalls as long as the eye can see. The from what I've heard, also from what I've seen, the waterfalls like 14 to 16 miles wide. It is a breathtaking sight. I hope many generations ahead of us can see that sight. Do you
DM.
Wow.
got a question, Gar?
Question for the DM.
DM.
I've heard Pink fly before, right?
Yeah.
Did it sound anything like what happened? What I saw?
So Pink's wings. Go ahead and give me a,
Okay.
I guess, intelligence check to match the frequency of the
My
waves.
best stat. That was a terrible roll. I think that's an 8.
8?
It's a solid 8.
They could be
Wings are
similar,
All right. Wings
but you're
are
not
wings.
entirely sure. They're wings. The exact circumstances of the flight you heard and Pink's flight, were different. It could be, just difference in air temperature or not. You're not certain. And you only got a very brief exposure to the other wings flapping.
Okay. Just thought I'd ask.
And with this lively conversation that's clearly going on, Mayor Eimer finishes his drink and says, "Well, are we all ready to go then?"
Quick question, ma'am.
Yes.
Do we need to bring our own set of rations for this trip?
Just for a day. We should have enough in the cart for the day, but if you want to bring your own just for your own tastes, you're more than welcome to. And Pink chimes in and says, "I've just been fishing fish out of the river, and that's been pretty tasty. Of course, I don't have to cook it, because air, coke, or gut, and all that. But yeah."
Do you have like salads as part of your ration materials?
Mainly a lot of bread. Hearty bread. Some of them have berries baked in. Nothing like salads.
All right. Well, all right. That'll work. Thank you.
Very well.
Oh.
All right. And he sets his drink down on the table, having finished it all. and says, "Shall we be off?"
Let's do it.
I need to go
Very
grab
well.
my bag from upstairs.
Oh, yes, of course. Take your time.
Alright, I go and grab my bag from my room upstairs.
All right. So, with your bag now, presumably, you've had no problems grabbing your bag. Y'all walk outside of the Deepwater Tavern, and you can see a decently nice covered carriage with a single horse leading the charge. It's not exactly like what you would expect a king to ride in. It's definitely closer to your typical, caravan cart, but the materials it's made of seem relatively new, either newly built or newly refurbished. And so you can see that in the undercarriage of this cart, there's a handful of small sacks and boxes, or crates rather. And so are y'all all right? Is everyone here ready to load up?
Cool.
Pardon me, Mayor. Would there be time to send a letter at the postal house?
Sure, we can make a quick stop by. Why not?
Perfect.
Double check the map. Cool.
I have someone from back home I need to write to.
Oh, sure. Yeah, it's right on the way anyway. So you drive by or out from the cobblestone inn through the town of Dolom, which you can see has a lot. You've seen this for a while now, but the sort of color palette of the city of Dolom here is this whitish gray sort of marbled brick that makes up the walls, as well as some just standard gray slate roofs as well. So, not quite a light gray, not quite a dark gray, somewhere, just gray, I got it! Ah! Yes! I'm gonna go wash this gnat off my hand.
That
One
is
session
role-playing.
later, he finally gets it.
Session 2 is a real banger.
You can tell we started off with dad jokes and the enemy from the last session finally being caught.
Yo.
All right. So you make your way to the post office, and presumably, George, you go ahead and hop out as they go ahead and park the cart by town hall, and you can just walk across the road to the postal office. It is a simple, small little office here that has a larger, fenced-in area behind it, and the building itself has a, that same gray-white marbled brick exterior, as well as the standard gray roof. This roof here is actually flatter than most of the other sort of residential or business buildings that you've seen, as well as a blue trim around the outside of along, where the gutters would be on a roof. And there's the big old sign out front that says post.
All right, let me go quickly send this off.
All right, so you walk in and you see, double check here. Here we go. You see a half-elven female who is probably older in her years. Her hair is relatively thin all around, pretty much. But she stands with a nice, tall posture and simply greets you. Ah, hello. How can I help you today?
Hello. I have this letter I'd like to send.
Sure. Where to? And if you want to bump out into Seacrest, if this is like a personal thing, I don't know.
I would like to send it to the Ego-Wish Manor in Jasper.
All right. You did not hear that, Liam?
I was gonna say, would Liam hear and recognize this? Like,
Is Liam in the?
Did Liam go into the post office?
I thought I went
Oh.
alone.
yeah, Liam probably would have stayed out unless he wanted to check for letters for himself. But I don't think he would have. I think he probably would have done that earlier the week.
All right. Eager Wish House. Oh, interesting. Okay. In Jasper, sure. The fare for that. Let me just check up my tables here. Jasper's pretty close, so let's see. Indexing by J. Give me a second here,
Postal
and she
service
pulls
figure
out
down.
a relatively thin book, probably about that thick. Simple, like leather bound, with some sort of like straw, like rope, made of straw, for the binding, and it's just very simply bound. For the fare to send a letter to Jasper, and you're just sending like a regular letter, sized letter.
Yeah.
All right. That will be. If I can find the table. Okay. That will just be 8 copper.
Oh, perfect. Here you go.
Thank you. And she goes ahead and takes your letter and files it into this sort of shelf that you can see that has a variety of slots, and lifts up the flap to one of these slots and just places it in there and closes it off, and puts the money somewhere under the desk that you can't quite see, which is kind of by design. All right. Is there anything else that you need today?
Let's see.
This woman
do
has
believe I'm-
progressively had a younger and younger voice.
I think she started out as a Monty Python character.
I do believe I'm good. Thank you for your services.
All right. Very well. Have a nice day.
And thanks, you too. And I walk out of the building.
All right. Just writing that down. Cool.
I had something that I had a question / comment about.
Sure.
For the DM. I forgot I had this because I'm not used to playing a wizard, and I probably would have done this during my research. But would I have already cast Identify on my sword?
Would you like to do that?
Yes.
And would you like to do that in Seacrest?
Yes, I would. Since that sounds important. All right.
We're about to lose the
3 days
music.
of
Oh, no.
Suckers.
All right. Pulling up the Identify spell here.
I completely forgot Identify, and I would have done it earlier if I had remembered I had it.
Mm-hmm. Also, I'm going to turn your music down just a little bit because you're a bit quiet. Or I could turn you up.
You can't hear the music right now.
Well, I can't hear you very well. That's the problem.
Wow, how dare you?
You've adjusted your mic settings so much that it's a little quiet. Anyway,
Am
for
I?
Identify,
Wait, hold
let's
on. Let
see.
me figure this out. Hold on. I'm gonna keep talking.
Yeah, because you were having troubles like a while ago. That you
No,
fixed.
it's at max.
Okay. Let's see. You learn its properties and how to use them, whether it requires attunement to use, how many charges it has, if any. You learn whether any spells are affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it. It requires a pearl worth at least 100 GP and an owl feather. You would have the owl feather.
Alright, so I need to get 100 gold, but it doesn't say it consumes that. Okay.
Right.
Okay.
You basically use it
Good
kind of
to
like
know.
a jeweler's,
Yeah.
glass.
And I wouldn't be able to use the sword's focus as
No.
a way to... Yeah, okay. Figured. Cool. Thank you.
All right.
So I have just a history page.
You know, it would have helped if I had
George.
read the description, and I would have noticed that I can't pass it yet because I don't have 100 gold.
And we have the music back. I
The
turned it down
situation-
just a little bit so I can hear y'all better.
If we want to avoid the situation of having to restart the music and everything after somebody hops into
You want
secret,
to, you
we have
do.
the people who. Oh
We
no,
can just have you deafen. And I can
or
give
we
you,
could
like, a
have the
wave.
2 people who aren't going in on the secret go into
True.
the secret channel, and just the
That's
DM
also
and
true. Also, Morgan, you mispronounced it. It's Seacrest.
Mm-hmm.
whatever.
It's
It
not
is the
Seacrest.
Seacrest channel.
Also, you guys missed it because y'all were gone. The kitten came to join.
Ooh,
Oh, yay!
nice.
I pull an owl out of my hat. I could be a great magician. Oh, wait, I am a magician. I already used magic. Wait a minute.
So, as y'all are playing with this, seemingly either local or stray cat, it seems to be well taken care of. So you presume, either the locals take care of this, or
Stealing.
this is someone's outdoor cat.
We're stealing the cat.
Hey!
Oh, you
Gar
guys
comes out
found
of the
the
or
cat.
not out of the post office.
Quite the
He's just still
troublemaker.
there. He comes out of thinking about his spell and reading through his journal to get the better understanding of
Don't
his
chew
identify
the
spell.
cord!
Does any of this stuff
Little
work?
turd! Stop!
I understand this yet. That was useless.
No.
And George comes out of the post office and meets y'all.
Oh, you guys found a
Back in the cart.
cat.
Quit being a turd.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh,
He
there's a
is
cat.
quite the troublemaker.
All right. Well,
He's a-
anyone else have any business? This is Mayor Eimer, by the way.
Not that I know of.
All right.
I should be good now. Thank you, Mayor.
Well
Thank you,
then.
everyone, for your patience.
Of course.
Yeah, no problem.
No worries. It's a long journey anyway. What's a couple minutes?
Well, a couple minutes. It's a couple minutes.
True enough.
I
And
know
then you
use my infallible
all
logic.
load up into the carriage and start heading north past the Eimer Library, which you've seen plenty of times before. Both Gar and George. This is probably about 4 stories tall. This is like a very interestingly tall building. All just a very rectangular building of that same gray-white marbled brick. You
I
head
like
up.
to think
continuing
Liam's trying to
fast.
put the cat down and walk away, but the cat is following him and like clawing at his legs because that is exactly what's happening over here.
The cat becomes our companion. Turns out it
Eventually,
was-
as you
Oh!
keep traveling, the cat can no longer keep up with the cart, and you go ahead and make a turn
we pick up the-
around. Yes, Market Central.
Can we pick it up and put it-
Stop!
Liam,
He's
leave the
trying to
cat.
eat my. He's trying to eat my cord.
Eventually, you travel past the Westland College, which, of course, Gar, you would be familiar with the Westland College, having spent a couple days here assisting with different services. There's a new Nat now. That's lovely. As you head out of the farmlands that surround Dolom and into the distance ahead. We can go ahead and switch over to the Giga map.
Ah,
Very much zoomed in.
apparently. That is some.
Invisible puzzle pieces. Nice.
It is an invisible
So-
puzzle. It's called the impossible puzzle.
Oh, well.
Yes.
Uh,
Oh my God, the cat.
On the way, exiting Dolom, this is a site that most of you have seen, except for George and Liam. You come to the Larsh Plains. This is a sprawling grassland with short 3 to 11 foot gray stone cliff faces that rise and fall out of the grasslands like waves. And then there are occasional groupings of trees dotted across the landscape that have sandy brown bark with the occasional patch or streak of green moss, as well as branches dotted with little short tufts or clumps of bright green needles. And some of the branches and some of these tufts have a sort of like a raspberry red ovular blossom near them as well. And that sort of is the aesthetic that flows through this land, as far as you can see ahead of you. But there is a decently well-defined dirt path where plenty of carts have traveled before. And of course, at this point, Pank is not in the cart with you, but rather flying high above y'all.
That seems exhausting.
Just kind of enjoying the wind in his wings. You now have a 30-mile journey ahead of you, thereabouts. Double check 5, 10, 15. All of these grids, by the way, are 10 miles wide. 15, 20, 20, yeah. 5, 10, 15. About 20-mile journey to this patch here, which presumably is where you're going to stop in the night. Along this way, at the beginning of the journey, the mayor goes ahead and pipes up and says, "So, for today's journey, we will be heading to Eisentown. It's an abandoned town, but there's a lovely family that lives here, and they run a farm there that supplies most of the different produce for Dolom and the surrounding area as well. It will make a great place to stop, as well as stock up on goods for the journey ahead of us. But y'all have the vast plains ahead of you. DM question, or not DM question, Ryan question, Gar question.
Casting some spells require particular objects specified in parentheses in the component entry. A character can use a component pouch or spellcasting focus in place of the component specified for the spell. Would I not then?
This is a component, or this is a this is a component with a cost associated with it, so you would need that item of that cost, or at least that GP count. That is
if it mentions the price, it has to be there.
I believe you've discussed this or explained this to me multiple times before as well.
Because that's why we had to buy the diamonds in the other campaign.
Yeah.
No, I have a very specific reason why you had to buy the because it doesn't the reason I made you guys buy them was because it consumes them. But I'm gonna keep reading this. Keep going.
It's required because
I'm gonna say you need the
diamonds.
Pearl eyepiece to be able to identify these items. That's how it basically always works. So, y'all are traveling around. You've got the captive audience of the mayor should you want to speak with him. But for right now, you're traveling past a probably about 6 foot tall cliff face that sort of rises out of the grass, and about 50 feet ahead of you, falls back in. Would you like to do anything as you're traveling along?
I pull out my owl.
All right, your owl is out.
Just start hanging with the owl. Maybe have him do a few laps every once in a while. Make sure we're safe.
All right. The owl travels around. Sometimes it flies up, to greet Pank in the air. Sometimes he flies down in altitude to meet with it as well. They seem to be getting along well enough. Gar and Liam, anything you want to do?
I mean, Liam's mostly just being quiet and keeping his head down. Not literally, just low profile.
I have an empty book and an ink pen, and I guess I'll start writing down all the things that have happened since I made it to Dolom.
Okay.
I was gonna say I'll probably be doing the same.
We got a couple authors in here, eh? Mayor Ironman turns around.
Liam feels left out, but also doesn't
cart.
want to start writing anything that might be read by somebody else.
No, not an author. Just writing this all down so I can eventually tell my kids before I die.
It's a bit bleak. You have a kid. Your name was Gar, right?
I'm 16.
I'm not too familiar about the you know the
Yeah, we don't live
intricacies
too
of
long.
Turtle society.
Yeah, we don't live too long.
Oh, really?
So I gotta write down everything that happens and make sure that I pass on what I can to my kids. Whenever I have kids.
Interesting.
To put it in your terms, I'm basically like 21. To put it in human terms.
Well, in that case, you've got, plenty of time to figure things out, figure out a perspective. I'm 36
Not
myself,
really.
of course, but
Not really. I'm not living to the age you humans live to. I'm getting to about maybe 50 if I'm lucky. So
What would
gotta
be
make
the
use
life
of my
expectancy in this world? Because I know ours it's pretty high, but that's like with medical.
Medicine.
Yeah, with
So,
modern medicine.
Well, they have
Liam-
magic. They have healing magic here, so it's probably better actually, except for the whole adventuring career.
Liam, your race is human, so you live
You live slap is how long.
to
you live.
around
305.
Got it! Ha!
I swear I've heard that line before.
I'm gonna outlive all of you. That's all I know.
All of you are gonna outlive me, unless of course you guys.
You never
die.
know. Yeah,
Actually,
you
I have a
never know.
section
We
on
could
races
die, like
here.
Oh, he
Races,
has a
playable
section
races.
on racists.
So,
I was thinking the same thing.
George, as an elf, typically elves
1,000?
have a longer longer lifespan than humans. If you're a high elf, you can probably max out around 400 years. But typically, the regular elf lives to 250 to 300 years.
And then
yes.
I'm currently 28, so I'm pretty young.
see, now I have questions about Xander.
I am equal parts. Well, I think that's just for this world because
I've rewritten some of the races to make
Okay, yeah,
sense
but
of them.
I still have questions about Xander's life expectancy.
Oh, it's
Because
gone
as far as
very
the-
much up, except for the whole
As far as
adventuring
Liam
thing.
goes, the human lifespan probably somewhere around 70 to 80. But there's a variance of probably about 20 years to that.
30.
And for
This world is
Aarakocra, or actually we already have Gar here.
Yeah.
Already knows his lifespan at 50 years.
Yeah, I'm maxing at 50. I ain't making it farther than that.
So, what's all your your life stories? What exactly brought y'all to Dolom?
I'm just
Sure.
a traveling bard, good sir. I
Traveling
live
bard?
for the
Random
smiles.
impulse. Random impulse told me to come to the Festival of Salmon.
Okay. Interesting. And you with the mask. Of course, you seem like you've got your secrets. If you don't want to talk about them, that's perfectly fine.
I'm just traveling, seeing the world, trying to find people that I can help.
Oh, and hold on a second. We're out of Dolom now, so we can switch to the double check the Larsh Plains music.
Quick question: How many horses are carrying this
Excuse me.
carriage?
Currently, there's
What's
just
a horse?
one.
What's a horse? I only know them as horsey cycles.
Yeah, there's
That's
it's a
different.
horse.
That's a different world. What are you talking about? If I were to cast Longstrider on the horse, I don't know
You know?
how useful that'd be though.
I think it only lasts for.
It's an hour, so it
Yeah.
might not be the most useful.
I mean, it's still doesn't it add 10 to the walking speed? So
It's 10 feet.
Plus, is Longstrider a spell or a cantrip? It's spell,
It's a
right?
spell. It's a full spell.
And you need a
I mean-
component, but I'm pretty sure you can easily get that component, right?
Well,
I
yeah,
think
but
There's
I
an
also
okay.
have my my flute
arcane focus.
as well.
Yeah,
Okay, yeah.
he would
Cool.
have some
And
focus.
you are currently riding that kind of horse.
He's mapped out the kinds of horses and their speeds.
Yes, I've converted the foot per feet per 6 second speeds to miles per hour speeds. Anyway, so you'd be able to, okay.
I
You'd
mean,
probably turn
theoretically,
this
you could cast
probably
it
like 6
multiple
hours journey
times,
to probably about like a 5 hour journey if you do that.
and that's just casting it
Uh,
once. If you cast
Is that
it
only
multiple
casting it
times,
once?
True, because you're only casting it for an hour. So doing the quick maths, you can probably shave off 10-20 minutes off of the journey.
That's a whole spell slot.
we-
It's not going to
Imagine having
change much
spell
on how.
slots.
I don't
Should have
think
just
I
gone
have
Arcane Trickster or whatever it's called.
I didn't do Arcane
Yeah.
Trickster because it doesn't fit backstory.
Oh,
Good
there
point. Yeah, I'll hold off from that because
I was wondering if we were gonna level up by the end of the session or not, though.
This session, I don't believe so.
well, we're level
Okay.
3, so
Yeah, you just
Yeah,
leveled
we
up.
just
Because-
leveled up.
Well, yeah, no, I was just wondering because next level he's gonna multi-class. I didn't know if we wanted to work it into the story of why he multi-classed or if he just randomly decided, just randomly
Well, if
started
your
getting
actions
skills with
now
everything.
reflect your new class, then you would pick that class when you next level up.
Yeah.
Those were
Ha!
words. That was also a word, technically.
I think I got it because I saw it fall, but I don't know where it fell. Oh well. Hey, that rhymed. Anyway,
I'm
you know,
gonna read my spells.
quite an interesting group of fellows. What are your specialties?
well, let's see. I can do good healing.
My headphones fell.
Not the most characteristic thing for a bod, but it comes in use.
Yeah, sounds pretty handy. I myself aren't very gifted in the arcane, but with these muscles, why would I need to be?
Good points, good sir.
Guard just kind of flexes off to the side, being both arcane and physically strong.
Nice.
I normally fight with this, well, I guess this sword now, but recently I've been getting more and more magical abilities, you would say.
Interesting.
Tell me, God,
Yeah,
have you
I
always
don't
been
understand
of the magical swords?
Hell no! Started about DM question. How long was it? What did I say? When is Frost
how
compared to
long-
this month? It was Frost. What month is it now? And how long has it been since Frost 17?
I'm just gonna pull up my calendar.
I wrote
Data
this
and
stuff down in
research.
my first homework assignment. Sorry. Wait,
Also,
no, I have floor notes. Hold on, I got this. About 3 months. I think this makes it about 4. 3.5. I've been arcane for about 3.5 months.
Yeah.
The
I had to double check my own lore notes. because
the
DM
music
was-
is minimized at the moment.
Oh, is it? Whoopsie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. We got good old Gormont Day.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, and they've 3.5 months at this point.
Well, I do have to say you're quite proficient in what you do.
Thanks. I still don't know what I'm doing. I
Well,
kind of just go with
plenty
the
of hard
flow.
work probably would go a long way,
That is a good point.
And hey, maybe even a sprinkle of protein.
Gar just flexes again. I think I might be fine on the protein.
I could certainly use some.
Yeah, you could.
Well, we've got some soy baked bread in the undercarriage if you want to grab that out.
Well, you must
Actually,
have
go
worked.
ahead and
You
grab me
have to
a loaf
maintain.
too.
Liam found another cat.
They're just attracted to.
Apparently, Liam the cat whisperer. Is that your ability, Liam? cat whispering?
Not that I've noticed before.
Secretly, Liam's gonna take levels in Druid.
See, I know what Liam's gonna multi-class into. Liam does not yet. He's still figuring out who he is and who he wants to be.
Are still figuring out magic to begin with.
George, are you gonna grab the bread from the undercarriage?
Yeah, I'll go ahead and have some.
So you grab some of the soy bread and you hand it over to
Grab me
a second
a
loaf.
loaf too.
Alright, I'll get you some.
Thanks. So Liam, what is your ability since we're all sharing apparently?
I'm good at reconnaissance and retrieval.
Well, that
Quite
sounds
interesting.
convincing.
What did you do before coming to Dolom, Liam?
I traveled a bit. I helped with the family business, but had a little disagreement, and so now I'm just kind of seeing what I can do on my own.
Oh,
Ooh, I certainly can relate to that.
At least you all have families
Ooh.
that are still alive.
here. And Mayor Eimer like holds the butt of his bread over towards yours.
Yeah. Like quick bread.
The mayor's
Yeah.
36 and he doesn't have family.
Well,
Life
I mean, I have
expectancy.
family, but my parents passed when I was quite young.
Oh, I apologize for that.
My parents passed before I turned a year old.
Oof.
That's
Total
rough, buddy.
lives are kind of rough. Yeah.
Say,
Total lives
Pank.
are kind of rough.
Say, Pank. What are your talents?
Pink, the one that's just flying above us. Yo, Pink!
Pink is currently flying above you. He's not participating in the conversation, unfortunately.
Big sad. Oh well. Say, this bread is.
I mean, his talents are probably flying, you know?
That is true.
Yeah.
He's-
Liam's low-key hungry, but also doesn't want to eat because that would mean taking his mask off.
Are you a Mandalorian? You must eat separate from everyone.
He does. He doesn't. He's not showing his face. He's keeping his face completely hidden.
You walk away from everyone.
It just turns around and faces the back of the cart so he can eat, facing
Liam,
away from everybody.
Would you like some bread as well? I can go
I
grab some.
would, but it would be awkward to try to eat with the mask on.
Then take the mask off.
No.
Seems like an easy solution.
No.
Alright. To each their own. Gar eats all his food very enthusiastically, so.
So is Mayor Eimer.
Question: who's driving the cart?
The
Mayor
horse.
Eimer is.
Oh, okay.
He's-
I thought so
he's
based
got
on
the
what you were
horse.
doing, but I wasn't sure if we had like an extra guy who's just kind of driving.
Say, Mayor, how long have you served as mayor in Dolom?
I'd assume a while
Well,
based on how many things are named after you.
Took over when I was 18, so that'd be 18 years ago, I do believe, if I can do math correctly.
That does sound correct.
You've been
yeah.
mayor longer than I've been alive.
Hmm.
Congrats.
That's quite impressive. You seem to have a nice ship running in Dolom.
Yeah, it's been quite a lot of years of changing things up, you know, seemingly for the better. Of course, we've got nominated for Gem State status, which by the way, I don't think I said whether or not we got it, but I mean, obviously we're going on a journey. We indeed won the nomination for the Gem status. So this journey here is just to make it to Dolom to accept the different
Make it to Dolom?
components
or...
that we receive for being a gem state or gem city.
Wait, where are we?
We're heading to the Citrine.
Okay, you
Yeah,
said
Citrine.
going to Dolom.
The Gem
Oh
City
no,
status.
coming from Dolom. Dolom is the
Okay,
next gem
there
city.
we go. I was like, we're going back to Dolom, boys. Turn around.
Was the Salmon Festival your idea, or is it the Dolom?
Oh, it's been a transition for as long as I can remember.
I see.
Dolom's always, well, since its founding 200 something years ago, it's been a good town for fishing. Of course, the floodplains have given the whole area around Loch's Lake a sort of checkered past as far as stable towns go, just due to the fact that many of them built too close to the river and got flushed away. But
Yeah, I noticed there's not a major settlement along the river, which is it seems a bit strange. You'd think the bountiful fertility on the river would be quite attractive.
yeah, I mean, well, there is Granule just south of the town there, but it's up on a higher up cliff, probably about 100 feet over the water. So
Right.
safe from the floodplains, but able to still utilize the water itself. They've got a absolutely massive water wheel there that they use for their major smithies.
Quite ingenious of them.
And after a couple hours, he goes ahead and gives a look out into the vast field before him. And says,
Just look out every once in a while.
I think we're nearing our destination. Probably another hour or so before we arrive. I can see the forest just over the horizon.
You didn't bring any rival games. We really should have thought this through. There's a lot of us sitting here.
Hold on a second. Yeah, I do. I have a playing card set.
Ah, fantastic.
Shall I?
Yeah, no.
What games do I know? I I can run a mean game of blackjack. Let me tell you that.
Never.
I also know a bit of poker as well. We could also play various other things. Go fish.
I normally travel alone, so if I ever find a deck of cards, it's normally solitaire for myself.
Solitaire. That's classic.
I
game.
play competitive solitaire.
You play
Right.
competitive solitaire.
I'm sure that's.
I used to play it with my brother all the time.
You have a brother, Liam.
Yeah.
Competitive solitaire. Hold on, I feel like this needs explaining. If you don't.
It's an actual thing. I played it with my mom before.
How do you play competitive solitaire?
About speed.
I don't
Is it
remember.
just beat whoever can beat it faster? But
Alright.
I mean, that's all just luck at that point.
So,
Those
Ga,
solitaire games are multiplayer and usually revolve around 2 or more players playing a regular solitaire game at the same time, and the winners declared by the first one to finish.
That's just
Um,
luck
there
based.
There are, however, several versions of the game that allow players to play cards on each other player's board state, or all players share the same board state, which could lead to more fun and an interactive experience.
so Ga, is there any of the games that I mentioned that particularly intrigue you?
You pick your cards.
All right. I'd say probably blackjack is probably the easiest one to play out of the two that I mentioned. So how it works, I will deal out 2 cards for each of you. One of them will be face down, one of them will be face up. You may look at your card. If you have, the goal is to beat me.
Gar starts
Base-
pulling out his sword.
No. Sorry. Have a higher value card than the 9.
Ah.
The catch is, you may draw as much as you'd like. The catch is, if you go above 21, you automatically lose. Face cards are worth 10, and ace is either 1 or 11. It will not. Aces will not be 11 if it knocks you out. It'll be instead 1. So, if you get an ace and a face card, or ace and 10, that is a blackjack in which you automatically win. And yes, I think that's the basics of it. When I deal myself cards, I'll deal out one card that's face up and one that is face down. And is that right?
Sounds right to me.
Sounds right. I will not reveal what my card is until all players have moved, and then I have to draw up to 17. In which case, whoever is below me loses. Whoever's above wins. Shall I deal us out?
Count me in 2.
All right, man.
How are we gonna read your cards on the horse?
I gotta have free hand, don't I?
Fair enough.
All right. How are we doing this? I guess we could do like
We're
a.
gonna
So
Are we gonna do it like we did last
each
time? where we
person
roll?
will have 2d12 that they get to roll. And we will count those as your cards. If you got a 1, that counts as a aces are 15, right?
11.
Ace is
11.
11. Or 1. Depending on what you already
Yeah.
have.
So if you get an 11 or a 1,
So if you roll an 11 or 12 on your d12, we'll just count that as, I'll write that down as a 10. So yeah, each of you roll 2 d12s.
I made a mistake earlier. Everyone who isn't the dealer, their cards are face up.
Yeah.
All their cards
That's
are face up. Should I roll 2d12 or 1d12?
2.
since you're the dealer.
Right. Well, I guess
And then
it
you
doesn't
can,
matter.
if you want more cards, you can roll another d12.
Well, if I don't get 17, I have to roll again.
Right.
All right. Okay. I rolled a 12. That's not good.
So that's 10.
I got a 9 and a 3, so 12.
Should I re-roll
Okay.
12s?
No.
We'll just count them as 10s.
We'll count.
So 11 and
Okay,
12
yeah.
are like
They're
king
the
and
face
queen.
cards.
We count 11 and 12 as 10s. And 1s
Okay.
as aces.
11 and 12. Okay, yeah. Okay, cool. So, I guess I'll start with the person.
And Morgan, were you gonna join? Or Liam, were you gonna join in?
Yeah, I have
I'm
7
not
total.
betting on this. I'm just playing for fun.
Yeah, we're not betting. We're not betting.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just playing.
Matt Ima, since you seem to be the most knowledgeable, I'll let you go last. So that means that Ga, you'll be the first to move. So Ga,
What did you get, Morgan? Or Liam?
I got 7 total, 3 and 4.
Oh, 3 and 4. Okay.
Ga, what would you
And-
like to do?
So I think if I understood properly, I can say I want.
Gar,
one
you have a
card and get
12.
one
You can
card.
get a maximum
Yeah.
of 11 next. If you get an ace.
Right.
Your roll could be a maximum of 11.
Right, okay, but
And-
So you could
basically
go
I
up
can
to
just say I
23.
want another card, right?
Yes. And then you roll
Yeah.
another d12.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna get another card.
All right. And what are you at right now?
He's currently at
That-
12.
that
He's
was
currently at
odd.
12.
That was either a 3 or an 11, but it landed in some other dice, so I'm gonna re-roll it.
If you
Five.
roll,
5.
all right.
No,
So
it
you're
didn't actually land on either one. It was kind of like it hit some other dice and kind of stayed in the middle.
you're at 17 right now. Would you like to draw another card?
So
You're at 17. You
I-
can't go over 21.
I-
You
I'm
can get
trying
it up
you can't go over
to
21.
11.
I have to
think.
draw. My
Yes.
lowest number can be 17.
And if you get a 17, do I win or do you win?
It's a draw.
The closest to 21
Yeah.
So, dealer
without going
is
over.
playing against everyone else. Dealer is playing
Yes.
against everyone else.
Right.
Your job is to beat me. You're not competing against your other
Right.
compatriots.
Right,
All you
so
care
George
about
has
is
10.
Yeah, just gotta be.
You have 17. Right.
The card you see right now is a 10,
Minimum.
yes.
The minimum that you can get is 17. Screw it. I'll take another. I think technically you're supposed to only do that if you have a 16, but I'll go for it. 17. I'll roll one more.
It might be 16
was
or
a-
17.
That was a 19. That was a not 19. That was a 9. So I definitely busted.
Yeah.
Good thing I don't play. I don't play this stuff competitively for a reason.
All right. Mayor Eimer is going to take no more cards.
All right. Liam, would you like to
What
draw?
did Mayor have?
I would like to take another
They have
card.
17.
Ah.
All right.
Wow,
go
these
ahead
rolls
and
so
draw.
far. Okay, I got a 10, which puts me at 17.
Would you like to draw another
But
card?
it stayed. Go for it. See what happens.
I think I'm gonna stay.
I should have stayed. Apparently, we all could have just drawn.
All right. Let's see what my other card
Well,
is.
I mean, he could bust. The dealer
Okay,
could still
so
bust.
I've got the face card, and then I've got a 3, so I'm at 13. I've got to draw, and that is a 2. I'm at 15. Got to draw again. I'm at 15.
Yeah, you're at 15.
That's a 6. I'm at 21, and I win.
Either way, I lost. Cool.
That was
Radical.
Mayor Eimer
All
holds
right.
his hand like
I mean, it wouldn't have
slightly
mattered
behind
if
his
he
head for you
busted
to
or
grab it
not.
out
He
of his
still
hand.
would have won.
Exactly my point. I would have lost either way.
well. If you drew enough cards, you could have taken away that 6, and I would have.
So
But anyways.
you all should have tried drawing cards. We might have stopped him.
All
Especially
right.
since the next two
Shall
cards
we
weren't-
play
So
another round?
after a couple of these games, you end up making it into the forest. I'll give you the option of breaking now or breaking in an hour. So, getting back into things, you enter the denser forest here. It's not super dense forest, there's probably, 10, 15 feet between trees, but, eventually, the number of trees builds up such that you can't really see the end of the trees. And, there's a bit of humidity to the air here. You can hear various insects that, some of you who are more well-traveled, recognize as being insects that tend to live around lakes and other still bodies of water.
Mosquitoes everywhere.
So, moving... Oh, go ahead.
So Mal, you said there's a farm in this area?
Yes, we're probably only about, 10, 15 minutes out. Well, from the initial area of the farmlands.
I'm assuming that it's all cleared out from all these woods, right?
Right. Well, this area here is probably more dense. There is actually, there's an old town called Eisentown that's, it's abandoned since the mines here, pretty much dried up years ago. But there's a family who lives here that, run a farm around the outskirts of this town. So the town itself is a bit overgrown, but relatively clear, and the farm itself has a fair amount of clearage to it as well.
I'm sorry. What was the town and then the name of the town again?
The town you can see on the map in front of you is Eisentown.
Not Isengard, of course. That's a different thing, right?
Eisentown.
No, all right. So no hobbits have been taken here. Got it. They're taking hobbits to Isengard.
I understood that reference.
Reference. To get
So,
to-
you continue traveling around. If there's anything you want to say or look at in this forest as you're traveling for the next 10 or so minutes, go ahead and do so. But otherwise, we can just continue as Morgan eats a Werther's.
No.
A packet of
This-
mayonnaise?
No. I don't know if y'all have ever eaten toaster strudels, where it's like you put them
You're
in
just
the
eating the
Is that
frosting
toaster.
from toaster
cream?
strudels?
The frosting.
My brother eats them without the frosting, so I just looked in their freezer a minute ago looking for a snack, and there was just like a bunch of them. So I'm just going through one by one and sucking out the frosting out.
Okay.
I'm gonna drink water.
Well,
I think
have
I'm going to
water.
drink water too.
I'm going to drink
I
water.
I shall also drink water and eat my Cheez-It.
I don't like Cheez-Its.
Eimer pulls out his water skin and takes a swig.
Water.
As you
I
travel
drank a whole
around, probably
bottle.
about 7 minutes in, you hear some. Let's see. Those of you who are arcanes, that would be maybe George and Gar. You
Everyone
hear
but Liam.
some.
I accidentally just rolled medicine.
Good chirp.
Shut up.
You hear some bursts of what seems to be divine magic ahead of you. And Mayor Eimer says, that's usually not common here. And he goes ahead and gets the horse to speed up. The horse speeds up. You travel a bit faster for maybe another minute before you can
Pull out my
see
sword just in
the
case.
woods around you start to clear. And you're actually able to see that off to the left here, there's a man standing on a roof above a ladder. The building he's standing on is this sort of dilapidated, sort of like wood plank cabin that's all boarded up with a slight stone foundation to it, at the base of the walls. And at the base, you can see he's firing basically bright white bolts at a sort of pack or like grouping of hogs. At which point, we're going to go ahead and head to the battle mat here.
Right.
I'm gonna draw my flute.
The cart goes ahead and pulls over here, and I want you to
I specified
roll
I drew my sword
initiative.
already.
As
I don't know
we've
if you
got
heard, but I didn't specify I drew my sword.
the battle.
I drew my flute. 19.
19. All right.
I was just
I
seeing
also
what
got
which of these
19.
dice rolled well, so now I'm going to actually roll a dice.
Nice.
18 plus 1, so 19!
Wow.
All right. Roll initiative for your bird.
Oh yeah, the bird. If this thing gets 19. 15. Plus, I don't think the bird gets any.
Hey, guess what? The enemy also rolled 19.
Does the bird get any initiative bonus? Plus 1 to the bird for initiative. So it's 16 on the bird.
All right. So interesting. I'm just gonna
Yes.
Do
we
we
all
need
just
to
re-roll?
re-roll?
It was,
Yeah.
'cause-
reroll,
okay.
and then I'll adjust your 19s from there.
Okay, 23.
This one.
My reroll
wasn't as
is
good.
12.
10.
Okay.
It's terrible.
My reroll was great.
You were okay.
I rolled an actual 19.
Cool. All right.
I'm gonna make myself
And this man
sick.
standing at the top here is a relatively dirt-covered old man, probably in his 60s or 70s, although he has a strong stature to him. Well built, not swole like Mayor Eimer, but he's definitely kept himself fit. And there at the base are a group of hogs that are all trying to charge at this building and break into it. First in initiative order, of course, when I change the music to our new battle theme here.
You're right. This was a battle.
Let's turn up the music a little bit. This is Golden Battle from Insane in the Rain.
Wow, I was like, this
We
does
can
not
go
feel
ahead
like
and...
battle
Oh, wait. Did I middle? Okay. Let's go ahead and start with 23, which is
Jazz.
George.
George. Okay. Let's see. What happens if I cast this second level?
Cast what?
Oh.
Oh.
Log Strider.
Keep in mind the distance.
That's true, the range. But I
the
think
di-
he's
oh no,
for himself.
okay. I'm the which piece am I? I'm the orange piece.
George, you are the orange, yes.
Okay.
And here is sort of like a tree line, and we have a path here.
I would like to. Wow, this is a long ass.
Perhaps it is.
Oh, good lord. We're gonna fight a lot of hogs.
Yeah, this is. We are far away from them.
This is what I
Okay.
meant by what I could have said, or this is what I meant by when I said I could have made this map like 500 by 400 pixels, but now it's like 6,000 by 2,700.
Okay.
I wanted to build out this whole area.
No. I'm getting the Fire Emblem game I most recently beat is also big maps. Okay. I'm going to cast second level Log Strider actually.
All right, second level Long Strider, cool.
So I'm gonna pull out my flute. I'm gonna do a little thing, like yeah, and start playing, and run up to Gar.
There's 2 larger hogs and 1 small hog.
Right. I'm gonna run up to Gar and touch him.
All right.
And then motion to I feel like I could reach Peg with this because second level it doesn't say that I have
so
to touch
Pink is not here. This white one would have been Pink.
Useless.
Pink's not in this fight.
Pink is flying above y'all, surveying the trees right now. He is
Okay,
not
I'm gonna-
participating in actual gameplay. It's
I'm
only
gonna
there for
target
story
Liam
purposes.
then with the other powerful Long Strider.
All right, so this one here is Liam.
How far
So
are we
George,
from
you go ahead and step over here. You tap Gar, and you go ahead and tap Liam as well. Can you tap both of them? Can you do 2 of those in the same turn?
it?
So
That-
it's
that's
it
what second
says
level was. You
Or
can
is
Yeah,
anyone
it's-
you touch-
each spell's level up.
it doesn't even specify I
Oh,
have
okay.
to touch the second one. Do I
Okay.
touch the second one?
Presumably.
Sure, you're already there.
Yeah, let's go for it then. So yeah, second level Long Strider. I cast on both of them. Unless my bonus action, I'm gonna Bardic Inspiration the turtle.
All right.
So I'm gonna do a little flute playing
The best
and
part
give
is,
inspiration.
in like 3 seconds, when I do my blade song, my speed is going to increase again.
And that is it. That's my turn.
All right, that is your turn. That brings us to, I do believe it is.
Oh god, no! I'm now realizing I'm the only melee person we have.
I think you're forgetting someone, but
Why?
okay.
What?
Liam
It
will
is
have
now Liam's
melee.
turn.
Well, I don't mean the tank. That's the word I was looking for. Like, I'm the only tank we have because we don't have James Chadwick, and we don't have Pink.
Mhm.
I'm the tank. Oh no!
So, Liam, you've
wizard
got an
is the
action, a
tank.
bonus action, and a butt ton of movement.
How much movement exactly?
After Blade Song, maybe enough to get to the hogs this turn.
You
You mean Longstrider?
Doesn't Bladesong give you more movement too?
She doesn't have long.
I don't have
Yeah.
blade song.
It's Liam's turn.
I'm sorry. I thought it was
Nope.
Gar's turn. My
And what
apologies.
does Longstrider
I'm
give
just
you?
sitting over here realizing
10 feet.
10
10
additional
feet.
feet. Yeah.
Okay, so
No,
then
I'm
I have
just
40
sitting over
feet.
here realizing how unfortunate this is for me.
How far is 40 feet on the map? Are those each 5?
Those are each 5, yes.
Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get there. Without.
How does climbing work? Is that like half movement?
So yes, it's half movement, and you can easily move up to half of easily up to your strength score. But when you do that movement, it is double. It costs double the movement.
Yeah.
So if your strength is 10 and you want to climb like a 10-foot wall, that would use 20 feet of movement.
Does Longstrider also, if I use my action to dash, would that also be affected by Longstrider?
It's just plus 10.
Plus 10 total.
So you don't get like plus 20 or whatever.
Yeah.
It's just flat 10. But you'll have it the entire fight.
Okay.
Longstrider is not concentration, is it?
I'm counting real quick. Give me a second.
No,
It's not
Longshire is not concentration.
Yep. Ah, yes, the turtles are dancing in sync.
Another really weird, just gameplay question.
Yep.
Yes. Well, I'm not the DM. I don't have to answer that
Ranged,
question.
I know. Ranged weapons. How do they work with the 2 numbers again? I keep forgetting.
Okay, I can explain this one real quick. First number, you roll just a normal attack roll. The second number, you roll at disadvantage.
Okay.
Sorry, I don't mean to backseat DM, but I can just answer that one very quickly. Plus,
I guess I want to move as far along the tree line as I can.
So you're gonna move, presumably this way.
Yeah.
Okay. How many
With
feet of
the
movement do you
intention
have?
of, I have 30 without the Longstrider.
40.
So you have 40 total.
Yeah, but I also want to climb a tree, but I need to do it close enough that I can still snipe with my bow.
So you get to about there, unless you dash.
I think I'm gonna dash, but still stick to the tree line.
You're a rogue,
Okay.
so can't you use dash as a bonus action?
I don't think so.
Isn't dash
Sounds
a bonus
right.
action for rogue?
So you can get to about there with a
Yeah.
dash.
You can dash cunning action. You
So
can
yeah,
use
I can
dash
take
as
a bonus action to use dash, disengage, or hide.
All right.
it's an obvious
So you
thing.
can still
First
have
character,
your
you can
action left if you want to.
Are they within range of a short bow now though? Within 80-foot range.
80-foot range, yeah.
So they're within range. I could shoot them.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80. Yeah, you could probably make it with the diagonals. To one of them.
Why are there
Okay.
2 ones?
Big hog 1, small hog 1.
Ah, okay.
Because I use my movement and like my bonus action to dash. Could I use my action to climb a tree?
No, you would still need
Or
some
would
movement
that count
left
as
to do
movement?
that. Yeah.
That would have to be movement.
Okay, so what if my first movement was my dash action, and my second movement was my bonus dash, and then my movement actually is just climbing a tree?
So you're using your full turn. So she's taking the action of. She's using her action to dash. Is what you're saying, correct?
I
My full
will
turn
say
is getting to that point and climbing a tree.
Yeah. That would be.
rogues
that would
are
be fair.
fast, but I'm going to say no
That
to that
is
for
how
now.
the game. I mean, your game.
Whatever
that
he
is how-
rolls, I'll
that
go
is
with
a
it.
thing that you should be able to do as a rogue. You're able to basically do a double dash.
I will
Mario Kart?
read into that later.
It is
It's
your
just-
call.
Okay.
You know, if Jason
Okay.
approves it, I will say yes, because obviously
It
Ryan
is-
wants it.
It feels
I'm just-
weird because like
It does feel
feels
weird.
but it is how the game works.
like
Trust me,
it
I
feels
know
like
I've talked to a
dash
fan about that.
should be
I have something else I
just
can
a
do.
one per turn thing.
But it never specifies that is what I would
So I think it's
Again,
up to
okay.
DM interpretation.
We're gonna leave it at you're where you are.
Okay. So even from the ground, I do want to. If that would count as my movement and bonus action dash, right? So I still have an action.
You still have an action, and
Oh God, what is that?
those are circles.
Didn't you? I know, but what? Like, is that supposed to be ranges?
No, this is just like the basic tool for drawing circles in this program.
Oh, I thought it was. Never mind.
Whee! Green circle.
Sorry, I thought it was.
Another
I
green
thought it was
circle.
like a spell range thing.
No, it's not even consistent when I like zoom in and zoom out.
I wasn't sure. I thought that was just a tool you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can like barely reach Big Hog 2, but you can definitely reach Small Hog 1.
Okay. Then I'll go ahead and shoot the small hog with
Small
my
hog?
short bow. Yeah.
All right, roll an attack.
With the short bow. That's an 11.
11 hits. Go ahead and roll
It
damage.
does? Okay. So 1d6 plus 3.
I can see Ryan looking up stats.
For my turn, I'm planning my move.
That
to see,
is
like, what
6
I'm gonna be able
damage.
to do.
6 damage against the Small Hog. All right.
Yes.
All right, that is your turn. It is now your turn, Gar. You have a long strider plus whatever you want to do with Blade Song.
I am, having said I already drew my sword,
Mhm.
which I now have a little prop of. It's not safe.
Oh, Brick is your bird. That's what it is.
It's what?
When I was writing like the names for the little chips, Brick is your owl.
Why?
So I hit the C instead of the D.
Brick?
Brick.
What?
I also switched the R and the I.
Okay, I'm confused. Sure.
Anyway, yes, your bird also has its initiative that it'll do.
Yeah, but it's not its turn yet, right?
Correct.
So I'm going to, having already drawn my sword, I'm going to start feeling it hum and once again go into a blade song.
All right.
Is that a
Which
bonus
should-
action?
Yes, it is. Which should increase my speed to 50. How far will that get me?
50 total. Let's see here. Which direction you want to move? You're this guy.
Towards
You want to move
the
like
enemy?
straight diagonally or up or right?
Just as far towards them as I can, which is pretty much diagonally, unfortunately.
It is really weird to not be playing a spellcaster.
All right, so
It's
that'd be
very
5,
weird to be playing
15,
a spellcaster.
5,
How's-
15, then another 15, that's 30. Then that's 35, 45, 40, 50. That's 50 right there.
How far are they from me still?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Oh, I have a
12.
question. Would sneak attack have counted on the boar or the hog since he wasn't paying attention to me? Didn't know I was there.
I do not believe it would. You would have to have advantage, unfortunately.
It's still like
Yeah.
90 feet away.
Good lord, man! Don't start us this
If
far
it-
from
you'd-
the combat next time.
So you don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it.
There's no one within 5 feet.
Which, yeah, but he's not looking at me.
That doesn't matter. Plus, you didn't attack, did you?
I shot him.
Fine. Oh no, that's
I
right.
shot
yeah,
him.
you
No,
were
I
going
couldn't
to-
climb,
no,
so
you were
I just
going
went
to
ahead
climb.
and shot.
All right, I'm going to then. I don't like it, but I'm gonna have to use my action to dash. What? Wait, how far are they? You said like 90.
90 feet from your current position.
All right, I don't. Oh, I could do that. All right. I am going to go ahead and cast Magic Missile at first
Okay.
level.
Ooh, 120.
Roll an attack
Yep.
against who?
I actually create 3 darts, so I can choose each. I can hit I can hit one creature or several.
Are you doing like
It's magic missile.
second level magic missile or something?
No, it's first level. It creates 3 glowing darts of magical force. Each dart hits a
Okay.
creature that you can choose within range.
I will take your word for it.
You can look at my character sheet too. Magic missile is a good one. There's a reason I took it.
Why does the wizard have so many spells to pick from? My gosh.
A wizard?
It's the wizard.
Yeah, it's a wizard. There's a reason.
I've never played a wizard before.
So
Wizards
part
are
of the
fun.
reason is you can also prepare spells, so you don't have every spell every day.
Oh, you just have the ones that you can cast at will.
I just
otherwise they're
prepare
reserved.
certain spells
Okay.
per day.
Yeah, that makes
But
sense.
that also means you can change them every day, which is
Yeah.
nice. Like my bard spells, I get to change every level.
I can change them every day.
Yep. I get it
so
now.
That was a 3. Oh, he disappeared.
What are the objects you're trying to attack?
Well,
Are you trying
gonna
to send
go-
one to each? Or
I'm gonna send. Which one did Liam attack?
small
Middle
bore
one.
one?
I'll send. Because the way whenever this has been used by different DMs, they normally do it 1 dart at a time. So, like, if you kill one, you can send the other ones to other people.
I would say it'd be like your turn would be mostly over by the time the first dart reaches the distance.
I know, but I'm just saying that way you don't like waste 2 darts killing something that died within the first dart. If that makes sense.
Well, currently you have a straight line of sight, so that if you hit one, you could probably hit the one behind it as well.
No, I know. I'm just saying I don't want to waste a dart killing something that I killed already.
Right. So if you fire at one, and it's already dead, it would fly back to hit big one.
Sure, then I'll send all 3 to either to the small one, but then potentially the big one if it dies.
All right. Roll your attacks,
I did
which you did, yes.
3, 3, 2, and this is all force damage.
Oh,
It
does
matters.
magic missile auto hit?
Yes. Yes, it does. One of the
All right.
bugs.
So the first missile lands, and you can see it ends up going and basically concussing the first hog, and it falls to the ground. Your second 2 missiles fly past it and hit the hog behind it. So you said 3, 3, 2.
Well,
all right.
3, 2, 3. But
3, 2, 3. Got it. And so those 2 missiles end up hitting the hog that's been trying to bash in the boarded up door. And you can see the door is starting to give a little bit. And the hog itself turns to you and looks pretty upset with you.
oh, come on, get me! Why'd I go British on that?
I believe that's
And it's
my
now
its
offensive,
turn.
sir.
So, moving to the enemy tokens.
Oh no,
Hog 1 is
it's the
down.
bird's turn. Or it's the hog's turn, probably.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
Oh good, the idiot's coming to me.
It's now gonna start charging towards
Until
you.
Liam shoots it and pisses it off.
No, I'm the melee guy. If I go up against it, you get the sneak attack advantage. The sneak attack bonus.
So that is going to be its turn because it's out of movement. And that is going to lead to your bird's turn. Does the owl want to do anything? Does it want to look at something?
You know, it has a flying speed of 60. It's going to try and get something for spell. It's going to try and get as close to the person on the roof as it can.
Okay.
Which
5,
probably
10,
isn't that
15,
close.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45,
need more
50,
touch spells.
55, 60. That's about there.
Yeah. It's basically next to me.
So, following Brick, that would then bring it to the second hog, which is going to go for another attack at the wall here. So that's still moving brick. It's gonna step
need
back
to name
and then
my-
charge
my
forward again
owl
at the
brick.
wall here, and do. All right. And so that's gonna be. Okay. Mark that down. Gonna do an amount of damage. Double check the health of this wall.
Useful.
All right, it does a pretty sizable amount of damage to this wall here. You can see the wall starts to cave in a little bit. That then brings us to... It's going to bring it to the man on the roof. This man is going to go ahead and turn towards the second hog, and he's going to go for a guiding bolt attack.
It's a cleric.
Perhaps.
Well, yeah, you did say you used divine magic.
And so that is going to be a... Not very good. Nah, that does not hit. He goes for a guiding bolt attack, but the speed of the hog ramming into the wall there is enough to, shake the building enough to get him to miss. He does not have any bonus actions that he can currently use, but he's going to say, "Hey there! Help out with these hogs!" Which, I mean, I guess you're doing, but thank you.
I'd say we're already doing that.
And that is going to end his turn, which brings us to Mayor Eimer. So Mayor Eimer, what's his movement here? Just double checking something. Okay. Is going to reach under the seat of the carriage and pull out an absolutely massive breaker sword. And he's going to grab it in his hand and start running with it. He's going to go ahead and take a dash action for 60 feet of movement.
You said
He's
breaker
next.
sword?
A big old breaker sword.
Yeah. Didn't
5,
you
10,
realize
15,
he's
20,
Senator
25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. He gets to
Nice
about
argument,
there.
Mayor. Why don't you
So it
back
has
up with the
a-
source?
Absolutely massive, just like giant blade, decently sized hilt, sized to fit his absolutely massive hands. And he's going to start running towards the boar here. That's going to bring us to, go back to the initiative order. That would have brought us to the small hog, but it's dead. So back to the top of initiative order, we've got George.
All right. I'm just gonna use my movement and action to move as far as I can. So movement and dash, so 60 feet.
All right. Darn.
Just keep
60 feet for George. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60. You're about to hear.
All right.
Or I can
that's
have
my
you
turn.
here as well if you want to be right next to Mayor Eimer.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. All right. So that brings us to Liam. It's your turn. Gar is apparently being silent.
No. I'm looking at things I'll get later on, and I just noticed something that's very useful. At 6th level.
If I were to climb a nearby tree, would I still be within range of the second hog?
You might want to travel over here first so that you get some
Okay.
decent range. But that is well within your movement.
Okay, then
And
yeah, I
bonus
want to
action.
move a little closer and then get up in a tree for more safety.
Your cameraman.
All right, so you get to about here, and you're able to climb up. We're gonna say that's within your ability to move. It's being bold today. Do you want to make an attack?
Yes, I would like to shoot at hog number 2 back there.
Hog number 2. So 90 feet of movement, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Yeah, you can definitely hit
It's
hog 2.
just within my 80 feet of range.
Aha. I got it. Go ahead and roll an attack.
You know, I swear he says that every, 30 minutes.
Right, but I rolled the same thing. Wait.
Man, I can't wait for us to get to
It's
4th level when I can
11.
actually learn useful spells.
11.
11.
Does
That
that hit?
hits.
That hits?
Roll damage.
Okay.
Wait, actually, that hits the small hog. It doesn't hit the big hog.
Doesn't hit the
It
big
does
hog?
not hit the big hog.
Ah, okay.
Uh-huh.
Hog number
So
2 is
unfortunately,
a
it bounces off its
dodgy.
tusk.
What did you say?
It bounces off the tusk, unfortunately.
I was asking Jason.
Oh, hog number 2 is a dodgy one.
Oh,
Yeah. That brings us to Gar.
Yes, hi. I've been paying attention the entire time.
At least you haven't been playing
I'm
golf.
What? That's
At least you
fair.
have. Yeah.
No, that's fair. I'm gonna try and use all the movement I can to get as close to these guys as possible again.
So
I
it's
can actually
50 feet, or
stab
are you
them.
dashing to something?
I'm gonna use my 50 feet first.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50.
How close is he? And could I have done that diagonally? to get
5,
close?
10, 15, 20, 25. You could do that if you want.
Well, I was hoping to try and get as close physically as possible. It's fine.
That's about as
Yeah,
close
no,
as you can physically get.
Okay.
So that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40 feet.
40 feet, you said?
Or if we go straight diagonal, yeah, 35 to 40 feet, depending on how you measure it.
Sorry, I'm double checking one of my spells. Okay. Kinda wish.
I cast Fireball.
I'm thinking. I'm thinking either Firebolt or Magic Missile so I can get the attention of the second one.
It is
Ah,
up
screw it.
to you.
I'm gonna cast Magic Missile again. Sending two
All right.
of them at number 1 and one of them at number 2.
So 2 of them at 1, 1 at 2.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah,
So those
who's
are
on
auto
first? Who's on second?
hits.
And who's
So
on
roll your
third?
damages.
Oh, hey, one of my dice fell. Hold on.
2 at 1, 1 at 2. Okay.
All right, that was a 3, a 4, and a 5.
Nice.
It's got a +1. It's fine. So yeah, force damage, by the way.
All right. You have made
And
Hog
I
1,
think I
large
still-
Hog 1,
I think I
visibly
still
upset.
have my bonus action, right?
So your 2 magic missiles go
Oh,
ahead and slam into the
yeah.
head of the hog,
Um,
shaking its head more than it would like, and it's visibly upset with you.
all right, I am going to Misty Step closer.
Misty Step. Okay.
Actually, no, I'm not. Yeah, you know what? I will. I'm sorry. I'm being indecisive, but yeah, I will Misty Step closer.
All right. And Misty Step is anywhere within what range?
30 feet.
30 feet.
Teleport up to 30 feet to an unoccupied space. you can see.
Gar, here we go. I assume you're going to go up this way?
Just trying to get closer to Hog 1.
Or straight up this, like that?
Yeah, like that.
So you can
How
get
close?
to 30 feet would get to here. I think. Yeah.
Quick question. How close am I to Hog 1?
Ooh.
Oh.
I Misty Step backwards, apparently. My Misty Step backfires and I go flying backwards.
You
I'm very
experience a
confused.
wild magic surge
Anyway.
and teleport to a random location within 30 feet of yours.
So that's your turn, Gar?
Jason, I think you had a question, but yeah, I think that's my turn.
Okay.
Yeah. How close am I to Hog 1 right now? And
To
Gar.
Hog 1, George, here you go. Ballparking it, that's like 60 feet. We can zoom in a
Ballparking
little
is
bit here so
60.
you can count the squares.
Okay, let's see.
Every other diagonal counts as 10 feet.
Okay. 5, 10, 15.
And that would bring it back to Hog 1's turn, which is visibly upset with you. So, Hog 1, let me just determine its movement. So, Hog 1 is going to circle around you and then go for a ramming attack against you.
Big luck. I have pretty good AC.
Let's see here. That is going to be a +5 to hit. That's going to be a 18 to hit.
Does not hit.
Does not hit. Interesting.
Blade Song gives me a +3 to my AC. And I have an AC
Nice.
of 17 because I'm a turtle. You forgot I built this character for combat. There's a reason the wizard charged directly there. Fair warning, guys, if he hits me, I'm dead.
I can reduce the damage you take.
Well, I can also cast shield, but I'm just saying, if he does manage to hit me, uh-oh.
I can reduce the damage he takes if he hits you. Like
Yeah,
the
Cutting
turn he
words.
does. Cutting words.
Oh, that's true,
Are you
yeah.
within range?
Yep, 60 feet.
All right. Next in initiative order
What do you
is
ask?
your bird. Does the bird want to do anything?
It's going for the guy! Actually, can it get to Hog 1?
5,
No.
10, 15, 20, 25,
I don't
30,
think it
35,
can.
40, 45,
Or
50,
Hog 2,
55, 60. Can't,
Yeah,
you
no,
can get
okay.
that far.
This bird is...
Is that where you want it, or do you want it like more
yeah,
over here?
I'll have it be close to me.
Okay.
And I have a question for you later on about potentially doing something with the bird. But then
All
we'll
right.
save that for after the
That
session.
brings us to Large Hog 2. Having been hit in the head for a whole 5 damage, it's also, decently upset with you. Can it get to you?
Exactly my plan. Just piss them off until they attack me, and not the house.
I can do
I'm looking
triple
at the player
damage
tokens. That's why I
with my
can't find
bow.
Big Hog 2.
Yeah, if they get to me, and then you can shoot them from the tree and get your sneak attack damage. I have been planning.
Oh,
I
wait.
planned this stuff in my head. There's a reason I am
5, 10,
supposedly
15,
attacked.
20,
Yeah, but
25.
much like how Lumen handled his hog fight, just climbed a tree. Remember when
Well, I mean,
Lumen
it's
and
better than
Atalanta?
it's better than how Nyx handled his first fight ever, which was just hide behind this pillar, bang, hide behind the pillar, bang, just keep shooting a crossbow out
At
from behind
least
the pillar.
this time your character's not taking psychic damage halfway through the fight.
Well, yeah, because the DM.
All right. So yes, it can going diagonal.
I haven't
get
argued
to
with
you.
God enough yet. You're right. God, you suck.
So that's going to be a 23 to hit.
Shield could be useful.
Is it useful enough?
It's a reaction, I think.
It's a reaction, and it would be useful enough. But that would put me down to 1. How bad do these guys look, out of curiosity?
Well, the Hug 2 has been hit for a whole 5 damage so far, and it's looking not that beat up. Like it's dealt with damage this big in its lifetime before and walked away just fine. Hug number 1 is
How much damage
less,
can you reduce? Out of curiosity?
is worse for wear, but still not too bad. Like you can see the injuries building up, but it's not too terrible. But you did also just kill its child, so
Oh, it's a family. Now I feel bad.
1d6.
Yeah. I'm gonna save it. I'm not gonna cast shield yet, so yeah, that hits.
All right, that hits.
All right.
Let's see how
I would
much
like to use cutting
damage you're
words.
taking.
I
All
would
right.
like to use cutting words.
Cutting words. All right.
Yep. Hey, hog face. Ugly. Come on, dude.
Mild confusion
It,
from the
it
hog.
glares an eye at you. What's your
Liam,
D6
from
roll?
where you heard that. What kind of insult is that?
Good enough one. 4. I rolled a 4.
Apparently, yeah.
All right. Now to roll the hog's damage. This is gonna be fun. So
I should have shielded. I swear, I go down, I'm gonna get real mad because I didn't get to use the spell I've been waiting for. The spell I designed this character
it's
for.
gonna be 4d6.
I should have used shield. I knew it. Well, I hope you guys can heal because I can't.
I can.
Good.
I don't have lay on hands yet.
This is what happens when the wizard is a tank.
So
The party dies.
what is your current health, or what's your total health?
No. Tell me how much damage I took. Go ahead, tell me. I'll take it.
You just took 16 damage.
I'm alive.
Ah.
Let's go cutting words.
Literally, it was only because of cutting words. My health is 20 max.
It's 16 with the -4. You took 20 damage total, but the
yeah, no, I
the
know.
cutting
It
words
was
reduced
only
it.
because of cutting words that I survived.
Yes.
You good,
Big
Gar?
maxing shield.
I don't think it's
That was
good.
not radical. Not radical at all. Ow.
Yeah, there's a new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle movie coming out.
Yeah, there is.
Indeed. And it is now the old man's turn to go for another guiding bolt. Actually, here's the question. Is he able to do something here? Let me double check his stat sheet
Let him
that I have on
fireball
paper.
them.
Okay, so he does have
Fireball
that. Is that a
Gar's right
ranged
there.
spell? No, that is a touch spell. So he's going to use another guiding bolt, this time at 2nd level. And so that is going to be a
I'm alive.
14 to hit. Does that hit? That does hit. All right, so his guiding bolt does hit. So he goes for a strike. He casts out his beam, and it lands squarely on Hog 2's noggin.
Okay,
And
I'm not
Hog
using that
2
dice.
is going to take a number of damage.
Yay.
Guiding
Ooh,
bolt
deserved.
is something. 2nd level guiding bolt. Oh wait, I'm looking at 3rd level. 2nd level guiding bolt is 5d6. 5d6. Good God.
Guiding bolt starts at like 46 or something like that.
You-
All right,
To be fair, you just did 46 to me with a blunt attack.
fair enough. So it's gonna be 2 plus 1 plus 3
The worst party ever.
plus
We have two
1.
support classes and 1 magical class. The magical class oh, this is terrible. This was terribly planned for our party. We have
5d6, so
party
there's one
problems.
more. Plus 5.
We're not great at this.
All right.
We do have a ranger.
Do we? He's currently flying about doing his own thing.
I like to imagine he's circling like a vulture right now.
I should have sent the owl to go get Pink.
Maybe.
Oh
That would've been a
no!
better
I know.
idea.
See, the whole point of so the Pink being inactive right now is the same thing as Kami being unconscious. He's inactive, not in the fight, because his player is not here to play him. Going to get him wouldn't have
No,
done
You can
no,
anything.
only
no,
interact
unconscious.
story-wise.
Tommy going unconscious was entirely unrelated.
It was because
Anyway,
his player
let's
wasn't
get
willing
back
to play
to
him
this
right now. We don't
campaign
have
here,
a player for Pink.
where that brings us back
Yeah,
to
but the DM can also
Frederick's
play it.
turn. So Frederick is going to go for a whole
Frederick Honor.
movement of
Oh.
double check
Mayor.
his. Yes, his first name is Frederick.
That
All
would hold me.
right, so that's his speed there. He's going to go in for a. Where is his chip? There it is. 5, 15, 30 total. He still cannot reach, unfortunately. So he's going to hang out right there. That brings us to. Well, that would have been Boar 1. But Boar 1 is Boar dead. So we bring it all the way back up to George.
All right.
Ah,
I also could have said Boar 1 is Boar none, but Oh well.
That would have worked way better.
Yeah.
I
You
would
should've
like
done that.
to.
Rage. No.
Turns out you're actually just a barbarian the entire
So
A
he
time.
took-
barbarian, perhaps.
Yeah, a barbarian, yes. Alright, you heard it now, you have to become a barbarian.
Okay.
Because we can't have the wizard being the tank. Please. Morgan, are you eating your microphone?
Okay. I'm going
Look,
to.
That
I'm
means something your
hungry,
mom
okay?
doesn't know.
Oh!
I'm going
George.
to use my turn just to keep moving closer, both movement and dash.
And that's 60 total.
60 total.
15, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55. You can get up to here if you want. Where exactly do you want to
Get in
get?
my way!
I'd like to get diagonally behind Gar.
Diagonally behind Gar. All right. What'd I just do?
Why was this my idea? Why did I do this? I regret my decision every time I play this character.
All right.
Especially
That brings
now that
us to
we've lost
Liam.
more and more of our fighters.
Liam, it is now
Give
your
me a
turn.
level or two.
Whose turn is it?
Okay. Liam just died.
Liam is dead. It's Gar's turn now.
So Liam's gonna go for a bow attack against
Well,
boar
hold on.
number 1.
Okay. I
The
think
player
we'll
is
get ready to-
disappeared. So
Yeah, but we could also just wait for the player.
if she gets back, because I don't know where she just went, she can decide what she does. But for now, she's just gonna go for a short bow attack against
Morgan is holding her
boar
action,
number 1.
or that works.
That definitely hits. So she's gonna go
I'm still
for.
here.
All right, no.
I just had you take a
Sorry,
bow
my
attack,
sister
and that
walked
did
in,
hit.
So. Huh?
So you just took a bow attack against boar number 1, and it did hit. Do you want to roll damage
Okay.
yourself?
Do I get damage with sneak attack damage?
Yes, you would.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, you would, because I'm right there.
Yeah.
Okay.
I made sure of that for a
That's-
reason.
I feel like sneak
these-
attack is melee though.
No, it's
Just an attack.
I'm
Trust
reading
me,
it
my
here.
first character ever was a rogue. I know sneak attack.
with finesse or ranged weapons.
Cool.
So that's 1d6 for the
Right now,
bow and
Morgan
then
called him a
d6
bitch
for the
because you just
sneak attack.
taught him the rules.
No,
Take some
no,
psychic
no,
damage, but it'll be worth it.
I cannot take the psychic damage that Atalanta took. I think Atalanta took psychic damage equal to my health right now. So
So
it's
Roll your
2d6.
damage?
4d10, so yeah.
It's 2d6 for the sneak attack. So that's 6, 9, 12 damage.
12 damage. Ooh. Hog 1 is looking really bad right now. It is definitely angry. And cool. That's gonna bring it to from Liam. That's gonna bring it back to Gar. It is your turn.
Wait,
What is the light level in the current environment?
Actually, do you have any bonus actions that you want to use?
am I within 30 feet of anybody?
Double check the map here. No, you're not.
Okay, then never mind.
What is the light level of our current environment, out of curiosity?
It's probably about 6 o'clock at night, so
Is it
it's
dim or dark? Dim light,
dim.
would you say?
ish.
Oh, good. I get an advantage on this then. I'm going to use. I'm going to cast Shadow Blade.
Okay.
The spell I've developed this entire character around. You said it's dim light, correct?
Yeah, it's starting to dim.
All right.
Or I guess dim is. Yeah, I'll allow it anyway.
Yes. All right. So I'm going to go for an attack on which one looks rougher.
1 is looking very rough, although it is not
I'm
dog.
I'm gonna leave 1 to you guys since that one looks rough and you should be able to take care of it. So I'm gonna go for an attack on number 2. Now, question for you. It says I'm proficient with this weapon, so I add my proficiency modifier, correct?
But if you're
Sounds right
using
to me.
D&D Beyond, I think it automatically adds it.
Yeah.
Well, it's technically considered a spell. It doesn't actually create it as a weapon, but it is a weapon. If that makes sense. So it counts as a simple melee weapon with which you are proficient with. So
Viewing your character sheet now.
would I just use whatever I use for like my short sword normally?
Looking for your thing here.
Yeah.
Is it oh, you said spell.
It's technically a spell, but then it creates a weapon, which I'm just assuming it wreaths my blade in just darkness. As shadows erupt from my blade, I go for a slash. And it's going to look really pathetic if I just miss entirely.
Yes, bardic
Whiff.
inspiration.
I totally forgot about that. You really need to remind me of that thing more often.
So you would roll a weapon attack, and then you would add this damage.
Oh.
So you would roll an attack with your sword to hit.
So okay.
And then you would
since
add that damage to your sword attack.
Okay, cool. Where's my d6s? There's my d6s.
That's how I'll handle it.
Okay. That's even better then. I think I might just kill this hog. Alright, cool. So, that is...
Is it Hog 2 the one that tanked a guiding bolt?
Well, Hog 2 is not that damage, so I'm hoping if I can do enough damage, I just instantly kill it, and then you guys can handle Hog 1.
Right.
I don't want to waste all the damage on Hog 1.
Right.
That is a 23 to hit.
23 hits.
Oh, good. If not, then I think we were dealing with a dragon. Turns out it's actually a hog dragon. Okay, that's... Alright, so that's a... That is 5 Is that piercing or slashing? I think it's...
Short
piercing.
sword, I
In
think
this
it's
case, there are
piercing.
no resistances to either, so it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, but I'm doing different kinds of damage, so I'm specifying.
Okay.
Right, so that is 5 piercing. Where's my spell? I think it's 2d8 psychic. Yeah.
Yes.
Get out my d8s.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was not really prepared for the spell actually
Or
working.
just use a d20 and do mod 8.
I'm not doing freaking math. When I have a bag full of dice. You know, that really should have done better damage, but that's 5 psychic damage.
5 total. All right.
I did a grand total of 10 damage.
All right. This boar,
Yay.
this large
Yeah,
hog
more with magic
is
missile.
looking not very happy. It's damaged, but it's not on its last legs by any means.
Cool.
Hey, Gar, you're screwed.
So let's bring it to not Gar, to
Hey, actually, hold on.
Hog 1.
Question about bardic inspiration because I can't really remember. What can I add that to?
You roll to hit.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
Yeah.
So it's going to go for an attack. That is going to be a... I don't think that hits. Does a 15 hit?
You know, oddly, 15 hits. No.
Okay, 15 does not hit. So that
Normally
is
it's higher
Boar
than that.
1's... not Boar.
Also,
Hog
don't
1,
forget
large
you
Hog
both
1's turn.
you both still have DM inspiration as well.
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not sure if I do because he wasn't clear on if I have it or not.
You do not.
Okay, the only reason he didn't give it to me, by the way, is because I kept deleting his other thing.
But it is going to move
So he
over
was
here.
being rude. I did as much work as the rest of you to get the inspiration. He didn't grant it to me because he's mean. And he's playing favorites.
Because he kept deleting the one-shot upload. Anyway, that brings us
I'm
to
just
Bird.
saying, you kept putting the timestamp, so it's your fault.
Bird. It is the
Bird's
I
word.
have the
go
clip
for the guy.
saved.
Actually,
All right.
Actually, it's going to go ahead and try and distract Boar 2. Because you said that's a thing that it can do. And
All right.
you-
It moves over to Boar 2. Or Hog 2, rather. These are large hogs.
They are clearly boars based on what you have said, but I haven't checked the stat sheet.
No.
Because you told me not to.
The stat sheet is probably
so
also
it-
different because
Yeah.
It's
He's
very
countering game
slightly
knowledge.
different, but yeah, I know. Well, that's also why he's naming things like boars, hogs, instead of and bandits, thieves. He doesn't want me finding this information, but I will find it.
Yes, I've also
After the
changed their
session.
stats.
Nah. Anyway,
I've got stats on
Roll.
paper here that I'm not going to put too close to the camera so the resolution cuts it away. But these are my stat
Alright.
sheets.
Hi, I just found a
So wait,
random
what-
piece of paper in my
do I roll?
book.
Oh
What
no.
do I roll?
Anyway,
To-
so if Liam
Yeah.
goes ahead and makes an attack at Hog 2, yes, Big Hog 2, that's what I have written down. It would be with sneak attack. Granted, you already get that sneak attack from you being there as well.
Then the
but
owl's going to the guy.
It's going to go to the guy? All right.
Since I'm already here, I was going to try and distract the boar, but
Whoa.
the boar goes flying.
15, 30, he has 40 feet of movement?
60.
60.
60 fly speed.
All right, he's going to join the guy up here, flap around. The guy looks at it a bit confused. And that's going to bring it from bird to Large Hog 2. Large Hog 2 is going to go for... Where is it? It's going to go for... Seeing that it's hard to hit you, it's going to hit your compatriot here. George does a...
Ian's cheating and knows
13
that he
hit.
can't
13 does not hit.
13 does not hit. All right. And I'm going to double check that was a +5. Yeah, okay.
Ha! Try that again, you stupid boar.
say that. It's going to try again.
That
All
was
right,
not cutting
that
words.
brings us to
Goaded
the
it
old
and
man.
slapped
The
you a
old man
second
is going to
time.
go for another
feels-
guiding bolt
That
attack,
feels very much like a cutting word,
which
but okay.
absolutely hits. That is a 21 to hit, so that's going to be 5d6, if I do recall. Double checking stat sheet.
Oh yeah, wait. Even
But-
with Dying Bolt, we should have advantage on these attacks.
True. True.
Oh,
true.
yeah.
Using my knowledge of this world.
Although I don't
against
think
you.
you've missed for the last few attacks, so
No, I
know.
haven't. But that's besides the point. In case Liam goes for an attack.
so he's going to go for a guiding
Liam
bolt
doesn't
attack
get
against
advantage though.
Hog number
Yeah,
1.
no, because with Guiding Bolt, the next attack against the creature that it hits has
Whoa.
advantage.
has advantage. So it's
You
Yeah,
of
he
all
still
people
has
should
a
know
second
this,
level.
Ryan. You play a cleric in my campaign.
well, how many dice for different levels?
No,
We
I
haven't
meant
been
the advantage thing.
He doesn't use
5d6.
guiding bolt. He uses
so
necrotic touch.
Yeah, he likes to use that on his friends as well.
That's
so
true. He
it's
does like
6
to
so
kill.
far.
He likes to kill more than heal.
6 plus 6 is 12
That's
plus
kind of cleric, the murderous kind.
4, that's 14. Plus 1,
Can't wait to
15
play mine.
total
That I'm planning on making a murderous
against
cleric.
Hog number 1, big
Technically
hog number
former
1.
cleric, but
And hog number 1 goes down with a bolt of divine energy pinning its through the back of its neck into the ground.
Ooh.
That's impressive for a thing that doesn't really physically exist.
Oh,
Because Guiding Bolt's more just a shot and it doesn't stay there.
well, it's a beam of arcane energy.
Yeah, but how does it pin it there?
the DM can do what DM wants.
know, I'm
The
just-
DM
By
is God.
applying a force that damages the thing.
I know, but whenever you say pin, it seems like it's stuck there.
Well, it ain't
No,
moving.
it dissipates after it
Like a thumbtack.
lands.
You know,
You
pin
were
something against the wall.
asking. You were
Anyway.
asking for psychic damage. You cannot
You
take
didn't
the
hurt
psychic
me.
damage.
If
Just
my
shut
AC
your
is
That's
high
going to bring
enough,
us
you
to
can't hurt
Frederick's
me.
turn. Let's bring it back
You can't
in.
hurt me if my AC is hard enough or high enough.
Frederick
Apparently
is
it
going to
isn't,
go
seeing
in
as you're on 4 HP.
to bore, not bore,
I
hog
don't
2,
know if- On 4 HP, I'm going to be honest.
and he's going to go for an attack here. Oh my lordy. Okay.
You rolled a 1.
He rolled big money. So he
What did he
goes
get
for a
raised?
large, run up and slow swing into hog number 2, and that's going to be. Okay, that's not a ton. But let's see, adding that, that's going to be 17 damage on a not very good damage roll.
Did he get a nat 20?
He crit.
And that takes
You have to tell
hog,
Morgan because
large
she's
hog
cute.
number 2. It like slashes off like a large cut of meat off of hog number 2's like hip meat.
Too bad
Oh.
Gerald isn't here
There
to
goes
harvest
the
them.
bacon.
Is hog number 2 still alive?
It is bleeding profusely from the back, but it's still standing. That brings us back to the top of initiative order for George.
Hey, it's my turn. Hey, Hog 2's in range.
Hog 2 is in range.
Hey, I'm in pain.
You're not in any imminent danger right now.
How do you know?
I can also attack the boar, so if you do want to focus on healing him, you can.
I'm gonna I'm gonna try to save spell slots for right now.
Wow.
I would like to make a stab at the boar number 2.
Roll to hit.
All right. That is a 23.
Pain.
Yeah, that hits.
No, that misses.
All right.
Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, max damage. That's 9 damage.
I think it done died.
Well, how do you want to do this?
Hey.
Is the boar facing me? Where's the boar facing?
It did
The
attack
boar
you.
is currently facing you.
Do you know the ending
and
of
it's
Wind
got,
Waker?
Say again?
Do you know the ending of Wind Waker?
Yes.
I would like to make several slashing motions around the hog's face and then stab into its head.
Liam found a cat in the tree.
All right.
Oh yeah, those
So-
famous tree cats.
Inspired by Frederick
raccoon.
Eimer's cut
Or a
of bacon
possum.
out of the back of this hog, you're gonna go for a couple cheek slices. Wow, those cheeks would probably roast pretty good. And then you go for the brains, piercing right through the hog's skull and killing it.
Are you good?
And that ends combat.
He fell out of the chair.
Oh no, the cat fell out of the
no.
tree. Save it. Someone catch
Ryan, I
He's
wanted,
good.
since you took so much damage from
Oh,
one
God.
hit, I didn't want to heal you unless you went down.
Wow.
Because like, if
But
you
I'm
if
not
I
gonna go
healed
down.
if I healed you and then you took damage
Oh.
that would have killed you no matter what, even if I didn't
I
heal you,
get
that
you.
would that would have been a
I
wasted heal.
get you.
All right, Big Hog 2 is down. You now have 2 large hogs and 1 small hog near you.
Yeah.
And a couple of
check.
walls that are well busted but not fully breached. From the top of this house here, well, it looks like a house, but it's also definitely very boarded up as if it's been abandoned. The man from the top says,
Why?
"Oh, hey, Frederick." Frederick goes up and goes for a wave. And one thing I forgot to mention is that during his large charge up and swing, the flexing of his muscles absolutely just burst the sleeves down down the length of them, and he just has like 2 like cut down sleeves that are just kind of dangling.
Just
And he goes
leave.
for a wave with his now very much bare arm.
He has bare arms?
I mean, they're about the size of bare
I knew he
arms,
was a
aren't they?
There is actually a barbarian class that can do
Don't
that.
fall off the chair, you
How's it
stupid.
going, Lee? Oh, you know, just dealing with some hogs. But yeah, let me climb down here real quick. And so the man.
Liam will
Starts
also be
climbing down the
climbing
ladder.
down to join them.
Did you
Alright.
say his name was Lee?
Yes. Sorry, that's the wrong person's voice. Yes. His name is Lee. He's
Oh, God.
a friend of my parents.
I see. I'm
Used to
assuming
be
we
a,
have arrived. I'm
Yes.
assuming we.
This is the Bund mycelium farm here.
Perfect.
And if I can find his chip here, he climbs down here and comes over to greet y'all. And Liam, where's your chip? There you are. You also come over to meet everything.
Just have
And
another cat in my
Hearing
arms.
this commotion, hey, guess what? Pank is back. He comes in from off this way and also
I'm just gonna
flies in.
glare, very annoyed.
To be
Because
fair,
I am the only one
that
I think
fight
took damage.
technically was like 30 seconds.
No, I know, but I'm just saying. Was I the only one that actually took a hit?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think so.
Everything
No,
else
Mason,
missed.
you took a hit, didn't you?
No,
No,
you
it
didn't.
tried.
take it.
No, it missed.
It attacked me. Yes.
But it didn't hit. I'm the only one that took damage, so I'm gonna give him a bit of a glare.
Can I try to get my arrows back?
Yeah.
Come on,
You recover
fired
half of your
3.
arrows.
Well, I
One of
fired
them was
3, so I
unfortunately split in half by the buster, or not the buster sword, the breaker sword. That hit Hog too.
So do I only get 1 back, or do I get 2?
You get 1 back.
Okay. So I'm down 2 arrows.
So what's up, guys? I see you got some bacon.
Yes. I guess we don't need to eat the bread tonight.
Actually, looks pretty good, minus all the,
Except
the
for
blood
Gar.
spewing. Anyway, and Lee here goes ahead and pipes up.
Well,
says-
just in pain off to the side.
So, Frederick, what brings you to the farm? And then Mayor Eimer responds, didn't hear the news? Dolom's been nominated to become the next Gem City. Oh, that's great.
Passed the nomination.
What'd you say, Gar?
You got past the nomination?
Uh,
Didn't you say you got past the nomination? He told us on the way.
yes.
There.
And of course, that the city of Dolom has also won the nomination. We're traveling over to Citrine to retrieve the certain goods and rights and participate in the coronation, of course, for Dolom. How are you doing? Besides the hogs, of course, and they start talking about what's going on in their day, or in their day-to-day lives.
Yeah.
God, would you like medical attention?
That sounds nice right about now.
All right, let me take a look at you. Can I make like a medicine check to like get back some of Gar's HP?
Medicine check
How does the
usually is to
bard
bring
have
someone
so
back
many?
up.
Oh,
Do you have any
yeah,
sort of healing
you're
kit
right.
or healing magic?
I do have a healing kit as well as healing magic.
Nah, don't waste it because we're about to probably sleep.
Yeah. Well, you look stable enough, Gar.
Old man Lee comes over to you, Gar, and he puts a hand on your shoulder and casts Cure Wounds on you. For how much? Cure Wounds, that's going to be 2d8 plus 7. So that's going to
What
be...
level is this guy? You're just using Gerald's stat sheet. Because he has quite
No,
a few guiding bolts.
He's just an older
I'm
cleric,
just using
bro.
cleric spells.
Yeah, but you're clearly not paying attention to the spell slots. How dare.
No, I am.
He might be like level 13 and have like 15
Okay, well,
level
that's
2
fair.
slots.
So that
Are you
is a
complaining
total
about the
of
guy
17
healing you?
damage.
I'm just saying the DM.
Or 17 healing, not 17 damage.
Wow, full
Oh god,
HP.
it is
Yeah.
Whoa. Bruce is just that's some impressive magic you got there.
Yeah, I was a cleric back in my day.
Ah. Do you have any I'm not a cleric myself, but I know some intermediate elementary healing. Do you have any tips as to making the most out of my healing?
I could spend some time to teach you if you want to stay here at the farm, but I think I actually have a book somewhere back in my attic if you want to come back to the main part of the farm.
You have a book?
Oh,
Oh,
that-
that'd be perfect.
Yeah, just
That'd
from,
be-
Not on
you know,
the
my
main
old
farm?
days of studying.
Oh, that'd be wonderful. I'll pay you whatever you want.
It's on the house. You helped with the with the hogs.
The horse question. Horse.
You helped with the horde of hogs. That's what I said. So
Oh,
We've-
perfect. I
We're
appreciate
gonna
the
start the
donation.
party in my pants thing. We might need some.
Yeah.
anyway,
I missed this.
so the sun is beginning to set, and he leads you. By the way, Frederick goes ahead and grabs the two larger hogs and just like flips him over his shoulder and just like mounts the breaker sword to his back.
I'm going to casually walk over to the smaller hog and try and act like I'm also doing a lot of work.
Make a
If he took
strength
the
check.
big ones. Damn it! Why do I have to make strength? I'm strong. I shrunk.
You are strong.
Oh no.
Also weak from your injuries.
That's
He's
gonna be
full
my
HP.
excuse. No. I'm weak from the injuries because I got a 8.
All right. So you're having a little bit of trouble with picking up this hog, and Old Man Lee comes over and assists you with, you know, holding it up.
Thanks. Still recovering from that hit. Ow.
And being the old man he is, he gives you a big old slap on the back to
I thought you were
attempt
gonna
to
say
like
behind for a
right your
second, and I was-
your posture. But forgets that you
Wait,
kind of
he's just
have
hitting my
a
shell.
not spine.
I just have a shell. He just slaps the shell. Roll the hit. See what happens.
It's a 5.
Not 20.
Not 20. I take 20
You
damage and die.
faceplant. You faceplant and die.
And so carrying these hogs back, you walk. Whoop, that's not the right tool. There we go.
I'm gonna use my sword a bit as a.
Y'all
walking
walk
stick
over
right
this
now.
way past some more buildings that seem, you know, run down and boarded up as the, you know, the one you were fighting around. You keep passing more and more, and you get past this sort of area here that has a lot of like smaller sheds, and you walk through this center area here and head all the way up this direction to Bund Farm.
There's a lake.
There is a lake. And so
A
you head up
lovely
past this
area.
way. Any conversation you want to have as you're walking?
What's
I
a
wanna
lovely
talk
area
to-
you got here?
To the cleric.
Yeah, it's a shame everyone left 40 years ago. This town used to be so
what were you
lively.
gonna say?
Hmm?
What were you gonna say?
Liam wants to talk to the cleric.
Yeah.
Oh, hello there.
Hi. I was just wondering if you minded me asking who you cleric under? Like
Who I cleric under?
I don't know how this works. Your god or whatever.
Well,
Like,
I'm
who do you
patron.
who do you serve?
in that respect there, pulls up Table of Gods in character. Actually, no, I have his character
one of the
description
dead
somewhere in my
ones.
documents.
One of the dead ones.
Give me a second to pull up. So, A Farmer's Troubles is the name of this episode. His character sheet is
Well, yeah, these hogs sure
where
were-
it-
these
where
whores
it
sure
be
were
at?
trouble. I'm gonna start referring to the hogs as whores now.
wow. Good old Lee.
What, don't you know that in Aquan, the word hog is actually whore? Not.
Where is my Gods table?
Ooh, bad DMing. Doesn't have this stuff immediately accessible. Didn't have 700 tabs open that they can hot
Oh,
switch
here it is.
between
Okay.
all the things.
In my earlier days, I studied under the goddess of revival's teachings. Although I never really ended up completing my training. Kind of got sidetracked working in some ports and eventually having a fun time sailing around the seas, we'll say, before settling here in Eisentown.
Okay.
Out of curiosity, when there were people here, was there a guard?
A guard?
Group of guards? Yeah, like a town guard. An
I mean,
Eisen
yeah.
guard, you might say.
Yeah, there was just like the general, guards that helped out around town, made sure none of the ruffians that came seeking riches, made off with any of the valuables or, tried to smuggle ore.
Sandra would be having a ball with the name of this town if he was here.
I know.
But all in all, it was a
I'm
relatively peaceful town, especially once, the boom ended and, well, people started leaving after a few years. Now it's just us.
Us?
Yeah, me and my family, my wife and 2 grandchildren live out here working the land. And at this point, you're passing this area over here, which seems to be sort of like a pasture for different farm animals. You can see, various pens and barns and stuff like that, just sitting around here. Relatively just grasslands, although there are, fences set up such that the animals can't, get attacked by wolves too easily.
If
Say,
you don't mind me
Lee.
asking,
You go ahead.
I was just curious. You said it's you, your wife, and your grandchildren.
Right.
Where are your children?
Oh, they passed years ago.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. My parents.
I've made my
passed away.
peace, but yeah, they haven't exactly been in the picture for a while.
Sorry for your loss.
It's all right. Life has its twists and turns.
I know that all too well.
And besides, that was, over 20 years ago by this point. And y'all make your way up towards, at this point, this area here, where you can actually see there is a cabin in the middle of this sort of like, you get to this area and on the left and right there are 2 fields that, have some basic sprouts growing in them. Nothing that seems to have fruited yet or, bared any sort of crop yield. Things are still growing early in the springtime. But you make it to this house and it's a quaint wooden cabin, painted white, a similar white color to the sands of Dolom, and a basic, once again, just a basic like dark gray roof, and the house itself takes basically a standard, long rectangular shape. Off to the side there is a shed that has a couple of horses in it that are just sitting around right now, where Eimer goes ahead and brings the carriage over and parks that over there. And also to the left of the house over here, there's also like a wood shed. But he takes y'all around to this end of the cabin where you see a basic, actually double door, which is somewhat fancy, that he opens up one end of, and you can see a oaken table in probably like 3 to 4 feet in front of the entrance of this door that you've got to maneuver around, and a basic kitchen setup. The room that he leads you into has a door that goes forward from where you're entering, as well as a open, like sort of doorway type area that goes off to the left. In this room, you can see as well there is a ice chest and a sort of desk slash like shelving unit, that there is a young, probably about 20 to 23-year-old man with sandy blonde hair sitting at, and he seems to be tinkering with something in front of him that you can't quite see from this perspective. Off in the distance, you can hear some rustling through the entrance to the left, and the old man Lee says, "Roberta, I'm back. And I've got bacon." And so an old woman, probably comparable age, maybe a little bit older than Mr. Lee here. Old man Lee. Probably a little bit older than him. Fading hair on the top, very much, gray, whatever wisps do come off. With not the best posture, but a decent enough posture. You can tell she's well worked in farming this land. And she says, welcome home. And you've brought travelers, I see. Oh, hello, Freddy. And she waves to Mayor Armour. And Mayor Armour says, yes, we were traveling through the area on our way to Citrine, because Dolom actually is going to become a Gem City again. So that's, big news for us. Oh, that's quite nice. So, who are the rest of you? Amber Alert! In Missouri? I'm not even anywhere near Missouri.
Oh, the misery.
Well, I guess no one else is piping up, so howdy, I'm Gar.
Roberta.
This is Liam, and this is George. We're here to make sure that the mayor here gets to Citrine safely.
Pleasure to meet you.
Nice to meet you all as well. I presume you had a hand in taking these boars, these hogs, as some of these don't look like my husband's work. Some of these attacks.
Yes, just ignore the. Don't look at their heads. That's some of that was my handiwork.
It seems you're quite skilled.
Don't look at the brains either.
Oh.
Some of that was my
What
handwork.
brains?
And
That's fair. I guess you can't really examine their brains, but if you did, you would see that some of it was messed up before
Old
it
Man
died.
Lee goes over to the cabinet that's situated like on top of the ice chest and gets out some papers and grabs the boars, wraps them up on the oaken table near the entrance, and shoves them as best he can into the ice chest. I'll deal with those in the morning. It's getting late. Anyway. Oh, by the way, this is my grandson, Mark. And
Nice to meet you, Mark.
the sandy blonde young man who's like tinkering at something gives like a wave over his head, but he doesn't really turn around. Seems to be focused on whatever he's doing.
What kind of family you have here?
Yeah, it's a quiet life, but we make a good living with the farming business here.
It's a pleasant lake you got back there.
Yeah, we've got a boat. Suppose there's probably going to be a bit of good fishing tonight. And at hearing good fishing, Pink, who's right outside the door still, because y'all are still kind of. It's a small cabin, so to fit all of you in there, he says, "Oh, so it's fine to fish in the lake." And Old Man Lee says, yes, go ahead. There's plenty of bass in there if you want to, fish in there. Although I'd watch out for the turtles. They tend to get a bit feisty.
Pank, if you don't mind, could you fish by the
Hmm?
shore? I think I might join you later on this evening.
I might also join you.
Oh, sure. And he flies off. Old man Lee's a little confused at seeing he's not flying off with any sort of rod. But he doesn't really say anything about it.
He likes the
Natural
He-
catcher.
yeah.
It's
Ah,
a natural catcher, that one.
well, I
So
presume.
that was Pink. I think we kind of forgot to introduce him. That's Pink back here. I just flew
Ah.
off.
I once met an Aarakocra in my time. Lovely fellow.
You ever meet a turtle before?
That I have not.
Not surprised.
But you're more than welcome to stay with us. I don't know if we'll have the accommodations to fit someone of your exact dimensions, but we'll see what we can do.
I'm pretty sure I
Mark,
can fit.
go
I
and
just quickly
show him
tuck
to
into my
the
shell.
rooms. Oh, you tuck into the shell and like fall to the ground, I guess?
I say I'm.
Or do you keep your
pretty
legs
sure I
out?
can fit. I say I'm pretty sure I can fit, and then I just kind of condense as much as possible while still standing.
Well, that'll certainly make things a little bit easier. And so the sandy brown hair, or the kid, or the guy with the sandy brown hair, because he's about 23 years old. Mark, yes. He goes ahead and looks up from his work and says, yeah, it's in there. And he points to the closed door. And like reaches over from the desk and opens the door and says, so there's the ladder off to the right in there, and you just go up and there's 3 beds in there. Although there's 5 of you. And with hearing that, Mayor Eimer says, "It's all right. I can sleep at the table. If y'all want to,
No.
take the bed first."
Nonsense, Marima. I just need to. I go into a trance. I don't even need sleep.
Oh, interesting. Oh, right. Elf folk.
That's convenient.
Yes,
I can
please.
just tuck into my shell, so I don't need a bed either.
Very well. It's been a
Please,
while
we've
since I've
had-
stayed here.
We've had a long trip, sir. You could use the rest.
Well, thank you. All right. So, after a long day, you've
Oh,
got...
Lee.
Yes. Hello.
If you don't mind me asking, could I see that tome you mentioned
Oh,
earlier?
right. And so he goes into that room that Mark just opened, and he turns off to the left. Are you going to follow him, presumably?
Yes.
So you follow him in, and you can see just a basic, like, stone foundation here that's sort of been melted and fused together through some sort of magic to create a relatively flat surface. It's a little wavy, but it works well enough. And over, so, you have this like long rectangular room. Actually, we can go ahead and add a new layer here and just draw things out. We can draw things live.
That is an adorable cat morph. Although that neck
He's
might need to get
just
looked into.
chill.
That neck really needs to get looked into.
He's very content.
Bop.
Oh, God. Large area.
So y'all came in. Let's do grid. There we go. So the house fills a form somewhat similar to this here. There is a dividing wall here. Actually, let's make space for the door.
Wow, not having a map for this prepared? How could you?
Wow.
I'm kidding.
You know, like kind of nut in the salad, but you don't have a map prepared of the house
Yeah,
they're
I mean,
going
come on, man. You have the nuts prepared for the salad, but you don't have this.
And then there's a
Poor
ladder. up here.
DMing skills right there. Just
Well, I know exactly what this
Psychic
place looks
damage.
like.
yeah, psychic damage for the DM.
And for everybody
So-
else.
So he leads you off
No,
into
no, for the DM because he wasn't prepared enough. Not
The-
enough prep put into this session.
he leads you off into this room over here,
Can I
and
follow?
leads you over to the left, where there are just a handful of shelves strewn about here, and just various junk that he's collected over the years. You can see that this door seems to open. It's got like big old barn doors on it, and the actual ceiling goes up to a second floor space where you can actually, following him in here, you can look up to see that over this area here is a sort of loft area with a oak wood banister that sort of like prevents people from falling. But in this pile of junk, he starts rooting around through some stuff.
It's quite
for a
a
minute.
nice place you've got here, Lee.
Yeah,
Can I follow
I,
him up there?
built it myself in my younger days.
You've done quite a
know.
fantastic job with all of this.
Look around at all the shelves and stuff.
Are we
You're-
all up
you're
there,
following him?
or- Yeah,
I
I was
mean,
gonna
you
say,
can-
can I follow him
You've been
up?
invited into this room, so
Yeah, I'm gonna follow
Yeah, I
him.
wanted to follow him and just start looking at the shelves.
Don't steal anything, Morgan. They're
Are you gonna
granted
say that out
hospitality.
loud, or are you just gonna
No,
think
no,
that?
Ryan is saying that to Morgan. Don't steal anything.
Morgan can do what Morgan wants to do. This
Hell,
will
Matt,
not be stealing
please.
because Liam's on the straight and narrow. But like, if I wanted to, I could.
Question.
I guess I should be telling Ryan not to steal because he tried to steal things last session.
So-
Ryan, don't steal things.
Liam and Gar, what do you want to do in this area?
The guy's
Looking
kind of
around.
looking for things, right?
I'm
yeah,
not
he's
looking
currently
for
rooting
things
through a
specifically.
box right
Yeah.
around here.
I am going to kind of just look around, see if there's anything I see that looks interesting.
I'm doing the same.
All right, both of you roll a. Are you trying to investigate this, or are you just kind of looking from a distance?
Just looking around.
I'm actually looking to see if there's anything similar to my sword here.
Okay.
Since this is clearly super
Both of you go
magical
ahead
I
and
don't know what
roll
the hell I'm
investigation checks, I'd say.
Oh, this game sucks.
doing. Rerolling.
Wow.
Investigation.
It's gonna be a 10.
15.
15, all right. And Liam?
10.
10? All right, so Gar, I mean, you find some tools strewn about in like the like different slats in this wall that seem to, act as, so there's, I'll draw it out. There's slats in this wall like that hold up the boards that go, across the wall like that. And in these sort of pockets are different tools that are just, stacked up against them.
Do any of them seem magical in nature, or
None of them do. They all seem like regular farmhands tools. Yeah, basically simple farmhands tools. There's, longer like rakes and hoes and shovels, as well as
what's he saying?
a rack that has different smaller tools like chisels and other like small woodworking devices on it as well. For Liam, you said you were just looking for general interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. So looking at your character description, what would be most interesting to you for a 10? What you find is a well-constructed wooden ship. This is a large sailboat, but what really strikes your interest here. And I say large wooden ship in the fact like it's a model, but it's a large model, so it's probably like 4 feet long, or 3 feet long, like 1.5 feet wide, and 2 feet tall, of a sailboat. And the thing that strikes you as the most interesting is it appears to be one continuous piece of wood that's been carved without, making it out into separate pieces. Despite the fact that you can actually see inside to, there's a hollow underdeck that you can see through an open hole in the deck that, is meant for cargo to go in and out of. Additionally, there are a handful of newer looking books on one of the shelves that, they seem new, but they don't have any sort of labels on the spine for you to tell anything about them. They seem to be like not professionally made, but made by someone who either was a friend of the family or someone who is in this family that seems to be writing things down. Eventually, after about a minute or two of like pulling things out of this box and setting it just on different piles of junk, George, he pulls out a sort of like a tattered leather-bound book that has a round symbol on the cover that seems to have a circle off to the side, sort of intersecting with it. I can actually draw it out here. So you've got I have a circle tool. Let's put a circle here. If I can get why can I not, why can I not move this? Oh, there it is. Okay.
What you smell?
Wow.
I said it. Everyone's thinking it. Psychic damage.
That has a symbol
I've
like
never
that.
actually met him in person, so I wouldn't know. I could
I have a nose I can
didn't.
smell. Anyway.
I have a terrible sense of smell, so I wouldn't know either.
He pulls out a tattered leather-bound book that has like a dark blue-ish cover, and he hands it to you, and it has this symbol on it, and he says, "This is the tome I was studying in my younger days to follow the the path of the cleric." But let's see here, and he opens the book 2/3-ish of the way through, about here in the book, and he starts flipping back a couple pages. Yeah, right here. And he hands the book to you open. This section here is about healing magic and different ways to visualize the energy that goes into it. It's mainly for, clerical magic, for, divine energy sourcing, but you might be able to use it yourself. But at least, give a pointer or two.
Use my bardic
Would
inspiration.
Liam have heard this
wonderful.
conversation from where he's standing, or is that kind of
Yeah.
far enough away that... Okay.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Do you want help putting everything back?
Ah, no. And he like grabs just a chunk of stuff that some of it probably wasn't in this box before, just because he put it on a big pile, and he just like shoves it into the box and like starts packing it down. Puts
Alright,
the
perfect.
lid back on top, and it doesn't quite fit, but he doesn't care.
Yep.
All right. Well, if anyone needs me, I'm gonna be by the lake.
All right.
Here,
What
before you go,
this?
take my fishing rod.
Oh no, I'm not fishing. I'm
Alright.
I'm going to be reading the tome.
Ah.
But first,
You could read while you fish.
no.
That's fine.
I want to focus in on this. But first, let me quickly I kind of make a gesture like this, and I say hamburger helper, and cast mage hand.
What?
Nice.
Hamburger helper?
Yeah, hamburger helper, and I cast mage hand.
All right.
It's verbal and somatic.
yeah.
So that's my
Burger
verbal.
Meister Burger. I'm gonna have to find verbal commands for all.
All right, so you've got your mage hand. You've got an invisible hand that's just floating wherever you deem it to exist.
Yeah, I'm just gonna use it to turn the pages as I read.
Nice. So is it also holding the book, or are you holding the book like this?
I'm
and
holding
it's
the
just turning
base of the
pages?
book just to compensate for the duration of Mage Hand, and then I'm just gonna flip the pages with Mage Hand. Well, I'm out.
It's quite a useful spell.
It's very convenient. I tend to read a lot, so it's something I can't really not use anymore. I've gotten too comfortable with it.
Oh, if you want to give it a shot, you can also read my daughter's books over there on the shelf as well. They're a bit dry reads, but
they're all just picture books.
or sorry, my granddaughter.
Your granddaughter?
Ah, yes, Madison.
Is your
She likes to
granddaughter okay?
write different books about the wildlife she sees around here.
Oh, she's an author.
They're purely non-fiction, but may or may not be interesting.
Let's
And
see.
he walks back into the sort of like kitchen dining area.
Excuse me, before you leave, if I may.
Oh, yes.
You said you learned clerical disciplines, and
Or probably not as long as I should have, but yes.
well, you're far more experienced in magic than I am. For example, I was wondering, would it be possible for you to help me learn anything about this blade? Some clerics have the identify spell, so I'm not sure what subclass he is. This is why I'm asking.
I can definitely look it over, but I'll see what it gets me. What I can get out of it. Intelligence. His intelligence is, double check here.
So I'm assuming he doesn't have identify, which is technically a cleric spell, depending on his subclass or his domain.
Ah, there it is. Okay. Sure, save this spreadsheet. I don't know what I changed. Pulling up his stats here. He is... there it is. His intelligence is... Okay. I mean... The best I can tell you is... The value of the sword is probably quite high. The focus in the hilt is far more pure
Focus
than
in
any crystal I've ever
the
come
hilt.
across.
You're saying the hilt is the magic word, or the crystal within it.
Well, the crystal in the hilt. Crystals are usually used to focus arcane energy. I mean, also the craftsmanship, better than any smith I've seen.
Yeah. Thank you.
So, I don't know. Maybe if you're in a shady city, you might not want to flaunt that around.
Good to know.
Unless you can handle yourself, which, I mean, clearly you handled a couple hogs well enough.
Yeah, I handled them. Yep. Totally did that.
Anyway,
Thank you.
it's getting quite late. I think I'm going to
Yeah.
turn it in for the day.
All right. I'm gonna head to the lake as well, and I want to test out my new circlet.
All right.
Oh, are you going to announce that you're testing out the circlet, or are you just going to go and do that?
I probably wouldn't announce it. I already announced I'm headed to the lake.
Do you have dark
Actually,
vision?
So I'm gonna test that as well.
So, from what you're able to see, this night here is on the brighter end of the sky cycle, which is the cycle of the different celestial bodies swirling through the sky. That either cycle between at their brightest or at their darkest, and right now, it's at closer to the peak of the brightness. So it's dim enough light that you can well enough walk and navigate, although it is definitely dark.
I probably actually would have told Liam, since Liam was the one that helped me buy it.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Because Liam's not going to go to the lake unless you're actually like testing out the
Yeah.
thing.
Liam, if you want to come, I'm gonna test out the circlet to
Oh yeah,
see
I'll
how
come.
it works. Right.
All right, so as you step out of the cabin right around here, apparently I have the circle tool still on. As you step out of the cabin, you can see off towards this area in the lake through this slight clearing, a humanoid-sized object plunges from in the sky into the lake and then back up.
Oh, we know Pank is out there.
And then
Can I see
there is
Pank from
a...
where I'm at?
What's that?
Can I see Pank from where I'm at?
Where are you at?
Just like by the shore.
Okay, you also stepped out? So are
Yeah.
all three of you going?
Everyone's going to the lake.
Okay.
Yeah.
So as you
It's-
exit the cabin,
you're
you're able to see, Pank seemingly fishing from, up in the sky and swooping down and catching fish. And you follow a roughly laid down gravel path along this way here and around this section of trees through this slightly larger clearing off to a dock that's right around here. And on this dock, you can actually see that there is someone sitting there with a lantern. A human woman who's on the shorter end, not super short. With from this light, it looks like dark brown hair. Although with the purpley colors that are coming off of the sky, you can't really tell if it's brown or black or what. Although I guess with the lighting from the lantern, you can, get a decent read that it is a lighter shade of brown. And she seems to be holding a book and writing things down into it. And
We're
you
just
make your way
silently
onto this
approach
dock.
from behind.
Howdy.
Do you want to make it? Okay, well, Gar just ruined any sort of stealth check you just made. Or any sort of stealth
sorry,
check you would make.
Were you gonna stealth?
Liam generally just walks quieter.
That's fair.
He's not stealthing specifically. He
Gar
wasn't
doesn't
also going to announce his presence
do
because he doesn't do that.
stealth. Gar doesn't do stealth. He's. If you attack me, you're gonna die by this sword. It's. I mean, that's. Howdy.
Hello.
So,
I assume you're friends with that guy?
acquaintances, but yeah.
Well, welcome to Inferno Lake.
Sorry, Inferno Lake.
That's... I'm not really sure why it's named that, but yeah,
That's
that's just the name of the lake.
interesting choice of name.
Maybe Grandpa knows more about it.
Oh, good. The dialogue option has been unlocked for Grandpa to talk about Inferno Lake.
We do have a lore snippets tab that you're able, a quests and a lore snippets tab that is
Oh, that's
for
great.
you to type whatever you want into to keep track of stuff.
Real quick, I would like to. So I think I'm gonna break away from Gar and Liam to sort of find a more quieter area by the lake.
All right.
Just like a little
Walking
bit further
over
down.
this way, you can actually see from on this dock, there's another dock out this way as well that's a little bit run down. It's sort of like half leaning into the water, but it looks stable enough. And there's actually a bench that's kind of like half broken, but it's still sittable. The half of the back of the bench has been broken off of this dock. It's a much larger dock than the one the girl is sitting on. She's sitting at the water, sort of like dangling her feet into the water. And the other dock is, much larger.
Cool. I'll go to the other dock and sit on the bench to read the book.
All right. Passing by, or like going on the trail towards this dock, you can actually see a decently sizable boat, sizable for the lake, sort of like pushed into a clearing in the trees. And you're able to just sit on the bench there and enjoy the ambience of the lake. You can see, both the starry, swirly sky above you, as well as its reflection on the lake itself, and the various lily pads that are sort of built up along this area here as well. All right, Liam and Gar, what do you want to be doing? Oh, and the girl goes back to writing down whatever she's writing in the book.
Well, I guess it's time to test this. I put the circlet on. How do I look?
Very, very cool.
Thanks.
Oh,
I'm gonna take my hat and robe off. So I'm
The girl turns and looks at this,
because I'm gonna go
begins
diving
writing
and
something
I don't
down.
want- Ever seen a
DM,
turtle before?
quick DM question.
I'm just thinking of the German pickles commercial. Just look up
Quick-
German Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles pickles commercial. Anyway,
Oh, what is that? The
Yes.
one in the
yes.
the gym or
George,
whatever.
what do you want to be doing?
Oh, I just had a question. What is the name of the grandson again?
The grandson
why
is
does
Mark.
the first thing that come up say
Mark.
banned German Ninja Turtles
So
commercial?
why is it banned? Hold on.
It's kind of risque.
It is. Anyway, yes, the grandson's name is Mark.
Oh,
Cool.
okay. Oh. I am very confused by this ad, I will be honest. I see why it was banned, though. Gonna be honest, I see why it was banned.
And at this point, you see Hank go ahead and swoop in for another
So many
dive and
questions.
catch.
So do I, Morgan. So do I. All right. I'm just gonna take my clothes off so that I don't have. Because if I remember correctly, turtles. You looked this up, so you should know, Ryan.
You go to your
The
underpants.
turtle-
How about that?
I'll take that. Okay. Because you said, and I could be misremembering. You said turtles' schlong is in their tail.
That's
Were you
true.
not the one that said that? Yeah. Which is why I was like, I can just remove all of my clothes. It's my tail that you have to worry about.
I mean,
But
most
sure,
pictures of
underpants.
turtles, if you look it up, don't even have clothes. So
Yeah, exactly. I'm probably weird for wearing clothes. I do it to please you people.
All right, so you don your circlet. Double check
Just
something.
a buck naked turtle with a circlet on.
So you're putting on your circlet.
Yeah, I'm putting on
Okay.
the circlet. Alright, then I take a big gulp of air and start walking in.
All right. So you do a little walk and drop off the edge of the dock.
As I'm walking in, I just Cowabunga!
And
are
then
you walking off the
you-
dock?
you
or are
fall
you
in
walking
probably
off
about,
the
like-
shore?
Is it a dock?
it's
There's
a dock.
Oh, then I'm gonna full on cannonball off of it by going
All
in
right.
that shell
there.
halfway. Look, Gar isn't thinking that through. He's gonna do a bit of a run
Roll
up,
an acrobatics check.
jump, and then in midair he's gonna tuck into his shell. So it's more of a. I don't know. I'm gonna try this. See what happens.
Then can Liam step back once he realizes what Scar is doing so he doesn't get splashed?
Okay, what did you say it was? Acrobatics?
Acrobatics.
That is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20
I thought
with the
the reaction
finesse
was gonna be a nat.
of a turtle.
No, but I mean, it was a 19, so I was happy that I did
Oh.
well.
With the finesse of a turtle, you run up, you do a good old spinning
Cowabunga!
flip into the water, landing with the short edge of your shell,
For the record, I'm keeping
Uh,
my glasses on while I go in.
and you like glide into the water.
Do I do like a skip at all? Like a rock?
If you want to, yeah.
Wing, wing. Yes, I want
So-
to kind of rock my way.
So you glide under the water, and the buoyancy brings you back up to the surface, and you start skipping with like a, well, you wouldn't get this, but a decaying sine wave type motion.
Those were words that
Oh, I
neither
hated
Guard
those.
or Ryan
Those sucked.
understood.
When I got to the waves part of physics course, I was already figuring out that I wasn't going to pass, so I just kind of gave up and didn't do the homework anymore.
Fair enough.
All
All
right,
right.
you've done a brilliant dive into the water here.
All right.
And what you notice with that acrobatics check, you get about 15 feet out into the water, and the depth here is probably about 4 to 5 feet.
I just kind of stand back up. This isn't very deep.
Yeah.
It gets deeper about 20 feet in.
Thanks. I just start casually walking because I'm no longer bouncing.
All right.
I'm just gonna kind of walk, and as I start going down, I'm going to cast dancing lights, so that I can potentially see underwater. Since I don't know if I'm gonna be able to see or not,
Sure.
so I'm gonna cast dancing lights and just keep going, having it follow me essentially, because I can move it as a bonus action. But since we're not really in combat,
Yeah.
right, just gonna keep going until I eventually fall underwater.
So with these dancing lights, you actually see a handful of fish that get attracted to your position, to kind of like try and bite at the lights, but then they just kind of pass through them.
I was going to combine them into one vaguely human form that could be following me, just so that people
Okay.
can see like roughly where I am, in case like the circlet was a fraud and now I start drowning.
Oh, it's not a fraud. It's pretty expensive for a fraud.
There's a reason I'm testing it. I want to test it now before we're in life and death situations.
You say as you run into a kraken that lives in the lake.
So what you notice,
No, I fall into the volcano, which is why it's called Inferno Lake.
walking through this water here, is that you don't seem to be as fast as you're moving. Roll a history check.
Wait, what do you mean?
You seem like you're moving as much as you would in regular water.
We're scammed. Because I'm technically not swimming? Ha! That was decent. History. Where's history? I
It
found
should be intelligence.
19.
With the H's.
19. You remember that this object is attunable. You've been wearing it for all of about 1 minute.
I assumed that I had attuned it already, and like, because you can take an attuned item off. Like in the D&D movie, he doesn't wear the helmet 24/7, but he's still attuned to it. I assumed it was. I put it on because I had my hat on normally.
There's a gnat. I'll allow it then. So
Okay.
your swim speed.
So I would have had 15 days to attune
yeah.
to it.
Well, not all
Or at least-
15, but yeah.
Not full. 15.
You've had a while.
I would have had at least a while.
Yeah, sure. We can say you've attuned to it. And so, yeah, you're able to move at your regular walking speed. A whole 30 feet. I would like you to roll initiative.
Shit.
Well, you run into the kraken?
I'm gonna.
I'm glad we all came out to the lake. What?
Yeah, no kidding. This is why the light is on me, by the way. So if something happens, you know where to look. That wasn't great. That's a solid 10.
10.
Oh, nice.
All
I'm
right.
gonna die.
Swimming
Zor survives
past
the
you.
hogs, but dies in the lake.
Oh, wait.
Because
that's
you're
a
still low
humanoid's.
HP, aren't you?
No,
Oh, no,
he
he
healed
healed
me.
you.
thank
Okay.
No,
you.
he got
You're back to
fully
full.
healed.
Okay.
but I left my sword, which also allows me to cast spells.
Oh,
Hope you have
geez,
verbal
that's so
somatic.
speed and
He can cast
all right.
non-material based spells.
Does a 19 hit?
You know, I don't have my blade on me, and I'm not doing a blade song, so yes, it does hit. Ow!
All right. You take.
Guard dies.
Let me double check here.
It's a piranha.
You take
Shit,
2
there's
damage.
piranhas. I didn't think about
You take a
piranhas.
whole entire 1 bludgeoning damage from a turtle that comes up and bites you on the arm.
Oh, you got warned. We were warned.
All right. Can I take an action? Or is it still a turtle's turn?
It is now your turn. Yes.
All right. Let's go. Come on, punk. Let's see what you got. I am going to go for a claw attack on it.
All right.
Because he's being a jerk.
A claw attack on the turtle? You have claw attacks?
I'm a turtle, so I have claws. That is 16 to hit.
I believe that does hit. Yes,
I
it
sure
does.
hope so. All right. So the fun part about a claw attack is I actually get to roll a d4
Ooh.
plus my strength.
Ooh.
So that's a solid 5 damage to that turtle. Try me out, punk.
So, you take your big old claw and you
I'm
just.
trying not to actually
cru-
kill it. By the way, I'm trying to incapacitate the turtle.
All right. You're
Best I
able.
can.
Make a dex check.
That's fair. I'm kind of related to these guys, so I don't want to just outright kill them immediately. That was not as good as I would hope. That's 4.
4. All right. So you grab into this turtle, and the force of your claw, breaks its shell inwards, and you crush its internal organs. Guess you don't know your own strength.
Just gonna pat it downwards. try and hide the body underwater.
All right. I believe they're neutrally buoyant, so it won't come up immediately.
Stay down. Okay. I'm just gonna keep swimming.
All right. For how long?
I don't know. I can hold my breath for an hour, but there's probably gonna be a lot more attacks. Until I'm attacked again, if that happens, or until I run out of breath.
All right.
How deep does it getting?
You're probably around an area that's 40 feet deep right now.
Oh, okay. I'm presumably just walking along the bottom, by the way.
Yeah. I think
Not actually swimming.
where the snapping turtles would indeed live.
Guys, I've made many mistakes in my life. This is not one of them. I have no regrets.
I left my water. Gosh darn it.
So, Liam, what do you want to be doing right now? Not Liam, George.
Liam just walked away.
Oh, I'm still reading the book.
Still reading the book? All right. Well, Liam's not here to answer anything about what he's doing, so... Oh, no, you're back. Liam, what do you want to be doing right now?
Once I realized that it was going to be pretty anticlimactic, he was just, swimming underwater, I'd probably just sat down on the dock next to the girl and awkwardly sat there in silence.
Not even talking.
Yeah, no, Liam doesn't know how to talk to people his age, much less girls his own age.
No, I'm with you. I'm just saying.
And this girl is
I'm
probably
making
about
sure it's clear.
18
That's
19.
exactly his age.
Or 18 to 20.
That's exactly his age.
18 to 20? Wow, what an odd exact age.
He's 19. Shut up.
Ah, okay.
Ah! Just talking to my foot. So yeah, he's just gonna sit there in silence and kind of stare out over the lake.
See the vague glowing, very deep below.
Are you going to like try and sneakily like look at what she's writing at all, or just gonna watch the lake?
I might glance over at it, but I'm not gonna like try to read it if it's too far away. Like I'm not gonna make an effort to do it, but if I can easily see what it is.
All right, just give me a regular perception check.
I don't want to be Snoopy.
What about Charlie Brown?
Can you be? You're not a dog. Yeah. Same joke.
That's 14.
Yes. 14. All right. In the light, it's pretty easy to see just with a quick glance that she is drawing Pank. And the drawing's actually quite detailed.
Well, yeah, he's been flying around for like an hour.
Right, but like the actual like artist ability is actually quite high. She rolled a dirty 20.
Ooh.
She's got a crush.
You're pretty. You're
This is
pretty
what she
good at
does.
drawing.
It's a crush.
Shut up! I'm trying to dialogue.
So, Liam, what did you say?
You're pretty good at drawing.
Oh, thanks. Plenty of things to draw around here, I guess. Plenty of wildlife to study. Never quite seen an
Yeah.
Aarakocra before, but I've heard stories from Gramps.
Yeah, he's pretty cool. I haven't known him very long.
Oh yeah. You know, where do y'all come from?
We met in a town called Dolom, but we aren't from there, as far as I know. I know I'm not from there.
Oh, true. They did just have the salmon festival.
Yeah. I was passing through and just happened to be passing through at that time.
Yeah, I like to go over to the library sometimes and check out the different wildlife chronicles that they have there. Little indexes or anything that might match up with my notes here. See if I can identify any new birds. I haven't yet, but maybe one day.
I'm sure you will.
And with that, she goes back to drawing. All right. Anything y'all want to do with the rest of your night?
Keep swimming as long as I can.
Yeah, Liam's just kind of waiting to see how long
All right.
Gar stays under.
How long can you hold your breath? You said an hour?
I think it's an hour roughly. I will check though.
All right.
I'll find it eventually. I'll find this.
And you're still keeping up your dancing lights as long as they last?
Yeah, an hour at a
hold my
time.
breath up to an hour.
Okay. Roll initiative.
I knew this was gonna happen. I was waiting for this.
Some more turtle and turtle violence.
I mean, you drew them in with the lights.
Yeah, I know. Well, it's also so I can see.
Just get dark vision.
I don't have dark vision. 14.
Pull a Xander and get dark vision.
14. All right. You see coming into your peripheral.
What I need to get is my sunglasses enchanted so that they give me dark vision.
In your peripheral vision, you see a much larger turtle coming up to take another bite at you.
Oh, he's coming to take a bite of me?
I mean, hey, you might be tasty. Who knows?
He's coming up to another turtle with the intent to eat him.
I was going to say, I think they would just think I'm a relative, but...
Snapping turtles are vicious.
That's true. Well, I don't want to take preemptive... Preemptive? Yeah, I don't want to do a preemptive strike because that would be mean. So I'm just going to curl in my shell.
Okay. Do you want to start floating towards the surface with that, or?
No.
No, you're gonna stay on the bottom. Okay.
I'm gonna stay at the bottom. I'm just gonna tuck into my shell.
All
You just
right.
control your buoyancy.
Gonna be a roll to hit. It's gonna be a dirty 20 to hit.
Doesn't hit.
Hmm.
When I tuck in my shell, I get a +4 to my AC. There's a reason I did that.
Nice.
I'm not crazy.
All right. So it's back to your turn then.
All right, I'm gonna use my bonus action to emerge from my shell, then go for a claw strike against him. He's being a butt. See, I won't attack unless I am attacked, or the sword tells me, but the sword isn't doing anything right now because it's on the shore. I think that hits because it's a 16.
It does.
Thought so. All right, cool. And I'm trying to modulate my strength so that I don't kill this one. That was max damage. That's a 7.
7. All right.
I can kill it again.
You're going for a claw attack, right?
Claw attack, but trying not to kill.
Okay. So you go for a claw attack, and you're able to catch the turtle's left arm and scrape it pretty badly, but it's still swimming around. And it's going to go for another bite attack at you. So that's going to be a... That does not hit. That's a 12.
Imagine if holding your breath was concentration.
Oh no. I can't drop my fists, can I? Because that was a nat 1.
Your arms fall off. So you swing and you like twist your arm in a weird way, and it causes you to lose the breath you're holding in your mouth. You've got maybe enough to swim up to the surface right now.
Yeah, I'm gonna just.
Attack of opportunity. That's going to be a dirty 20 to hit.
Oh.
I think that hits.
All right, going to roll damage.
Right, this guy's going down. Oh no.
Guess how much damage it is?
I'm
It's a whole
1.
2.
I was close.
Whole 2 bludgeoning damage. And go ahead and roll a strength check.
A strength check.
Strength check.
Well, I am strong, allegedly. I'd like to point out that's my 4th one nat 1 tonight. 2 of them weren't actually rolls, but that was another nat 1.
All right. So this turtle grabs into your arm as you're trying to swim up, and you cannot shake it. It is grasped on real good. And so it's going to follow you up as you
That's
swim
fine.
away. Your speed is 30, right?
Because I can't do a blade, so I don't think without the blade. So yeah, no.
Okay.
It's a 30 right now.
So your speed is 30. You've got 10 feet to the top of the water. It's going to go for another bite attack. So as you're moving, it's going to release and try and clamp into your leg now. It's going to be another dirty 20. I've rolled only 17s for its attacks.
That hits. Well, 17 is my AC.
But it has
Without
plus
the
3.
Plus 3.
I know, but without the blades.
All right. So it's going to be another.
I'm sensing some hacks.
Oh, man.
17
That
damage.
is a whole. Wait,
25.
D6.
It's a whole 25
That's a whole 5 damage. Oh my goodness. You're
damage.
hurting.
You see, you're saying, oh my goodness, but I'm nearly half down. You're forgetting I'm a wizard.
And go ahead and make a strength check.
Goodness gracious.
One good chunk take it out of
Okay,
you and you're
good
down.
news, good news. It wasn't a 1.
Okay.
Bad news. It was a 2, making it a 5.
All right. This bigger turtle is clamped onto your leg now. It's trying to gnaw into your knee
All
or
right.
whatever knee type thing you have.
Can I see him now?
Hank cannot see me at this point.
At the beginning of your turn, you would be able to surface with 10 feet of movement.
Okay, yeah, sure, I can surface, but I'm not going to. This guy's being a
dancing
jerk.
well, you're gonna have to because
It's
you're out of air.
concentration. It's concentration, yeah, so I probably would
Okay,
have lost.
make 2 concentration checks. So Constitution DC
Because the
10.
lights themselves going out would be a warning sign for us.
Well, I'm
I
in my
got
book, so maybe not for me.
11 and then a 9.
But
so I
Liam's
think
watching;
they went
he
out
might alert.
They went out on the second one.
All right. So as you're 10 feet away from the surface, Liam, you're since you're the one looking out onto the lake, you're able to see the light get towards the top of the lake and then disappear. And
Oh.
This could be a
actually, right
very
before it
bad
gets to the
idea.
top of the lake, you're able to see a big old bubble pop out from under the water.
Right, this could be a. You know, I forgot I could cast shield. That would have been a good thing to remember.
Can you
But
cast
yeah-
it without your sword, though?
Oh fuck! I forgot I can't cast without my sword.
Well, is it just verbal somatic?
I'm underwater.
Character
I can't
stuff.
do verbal.
This is somatic.
Verbal. So
Oh,
I'm
well,
pretty
no.
sure shield is verbal.
Well, rip you.
everything. I'm looking at literally all my spells. Only one of them is somatic, but it also is material. So I can't cast anything. I was
Nope.
gonna do ice knife on this jerk. Just freeze the water and shank him with it, essentially.
None of it. Oh, verbal, probably.
All right, it is now your turn, by the way, Gar. You've got
Yeah, I
movement
know,
and
I know.
action. And
Uh,
bonus action.
Well,
I'm
it's somatic and material, and the material is a drop of water.
wait, is it
if you have-
actually? Hold on.
Yeah.
Did I just not read it properly? Hold on.
Yeah,
But
the
you still
material's
need
a
your,
drop of
for
water or
lore
a piece of
reasons, you still
ice.
need your,
Yeah, no,
your sword.
I do need the sword still, though, so. I just claws!
All right, another claw attack. Go ahead and roll to hit.
Liam probably would have tried to alert
Hey! That one
George
definitely
the
hits.
moment
That's
he noticed the
that's
lights were out.
a natural 19 plus 5, so
That hits.
24. Cool. Where's my d4s? There's my d4s. 5 damage.
5 damage. All right.
And at this point, I'm no longer trying to incapacitate. I am going for the kill.
All right.
He's taking
This
enough bites at
larger
me.
snapping turtle
Yeah.
will make actually a strength saving throw, which it fails. So it does release you from its jaws. I suppose I should put the battle music up for this.
I was gonna
Yeah,
say
this
this
is
is
very,
very calm.
very chill battle.
I mean, you know,
Well,
for you guys, it's all very peaceful.
Liam and George. Except Liam's now like trying to let George know, like, hey, something's wrong with what's his
Do
name?
I hear this? How loud
Literally
are you
3
yelling?
letters. Gar. G-A-R.
Liam remembers it. Morgan does not.
I know.
All right. So you go for a claw attack into this turtle, and you're able to snatch it, or strike it away off of your leg to free yourself. And the turtle does a little bit of a spin in the water, just from the force that's hit it. It's not looking very good. You can see from what little light from the sky is getting down here, 10 feet down, that there seems to be a cloud of dark liquid that comes off of it. It's a rather sizable cloud.
Like blood or
You
Can't tell.
intelligence check.
gladly. I'm still a
perception?
spellcaster technically. Can it?
That one, you think it inks like a squid?
No, but it was a 4 plus 3.
Uh,
I'm more focused
Probably
on getting
blood.
out right now.
but you're not certain.
I don't care right now. I'm just trying to survive this random turtle attack. Alright.
You're using your movement
I'm
to
gonna
get to the
surface.
surface?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna say I'm
You're
just
gonna
gonna try and surface, take a
All
big
right.
gulp of air, and then go back down after him.
All right. Apparently, this is personal.
It is at this point. I'm
He
going
dies
after
because he
him.
has to go back for it.
All right, it's going to be the turtle's
This guy-
turn now.
This guy insulted my honor. Wait,
That's
no,
going
I
to
didn't
be
do my
an
action.
18 to hit.
It's
All right.
You asked for it.
Well, it rolls a 1 on its damage, so that's going to be a whole 2.
again. There's a reason I think I can survive because it's doing 1d6 every time. I'll be fine. All right, I'm just gonna go for another claw
Oh,
attack.
and make a strength
Famous last
saving throw.
words. Actually, Gar's last word would be cowabunga.
The last words the last word he said was "cowabunga." Died. That would be on his gravestone. That is a natural 19 plus 3, so 22.
All right, so it nibbles your toe, but it
I
doesn't
prepared
latch
this
on.
time, asshole.
All right,
Right.
so that's its turn.
I'm gonna go for an attack on him yet again because he's being a jerk. Does a 10 hit?
10 does not.
Rat. Do I have any bonus actions I could be doing? I used my
Good
Misty
question.
Step already. No. I got nothing.
You literally
As,
were warned about the snapping turtle and went right into its domain.
Has George
Oh,
heard
that's like-
Liam shouting at this point?
You would have.
Can I join this combat?
It's about 40.
I was gonna say
No, it's
where
more about
am
like
I in
60
the
feet
water?
out into the water.
Yeah, can you
Underwater.
swim
Okay.
far enough?
No. It's 60. Can I see Gar?
You cannot.
I would have just gone underwater, and you can't see.
The light
Well,
is
I have
the
dark
light
vision.
reflecting from the sky is stronger than any light that's coming from under the water.
Well, I have dark vision.
That's a 60 feet.
How far of dark vision?
Is the normal amount for a race.
60.
60.
60? I would say you'd be able to do it with a check. Well, what are you trying to do specifically?
Healing word.
Healing word? All right, roll
This-
a
This punk is gonna suffer.
They're
dexterity check.
actually healing word the turtle instead of the turtle.
Oh gosh. Dexterity check.
Which green shell thing do you want to heal? Roll d4, see which one.
What check?
Flip a coin.
Dexterity.
Dexterity. That's a 15.
15? All right, roll your healing onto.
One of them.
Roll your healing onto what, Ryan?
Good question.
Okay,
He's totally gonna heal the turtle. Oh no!
I'm going to healing word. It's at
He's gonna
level
heal the
at
turtle.
first level. So, 4 points of healing.
All right, 4 points of healing to the turtle.
The turtle or
Named
the
Gar.
turtle? Okay, cool.
4 points. Woo! That's like all the HP you lost.
See, I don't just
No, I've
sabotage.
lost plenty. Trust
I
me,
don't just-
I'm now at 3/4 of my health.
Oh, quick.
Don't just
DM
sabotage
question.
myself. I also sabotage everybody else.
Yeah.
Like the
DM question?
Constitution for holding breath.
For inspirations,
Constitution.
I have to announce that I'm using it before I roll.
Right.
Okay, cool.
I thought you can announce it after for inspiration. Like, oh, that wasn't great. Bardic
Or before
inspiration.
you have to announce
or-
it before you get the result.
Yeah, before you get the result.
Okay.
You know, that inspiration that I should have gotten would have been really helpful in this
So let's see. I
not
do
necessary fight.
believe it would be your turn, Gar.
What up, you nukes, fellow turtle? Or not fellow, but turtle. All right, that one probably hits. It's a 17.
17 hits. Roll damage.
Good. This guy's a jerk. Confound it. 4. How rough is
All
this
right,
guy
are you
looking?
trying? How do you want to do
Yes.
this?
Okay, my glasses fell. Hold on. So I want to just like both claws out, kind of just grab his shell and almost tear it apart a bit.
All right.
And
So
then
you grab
as
into
I
the shell
finish,
and
I
you
want
like
to say
snap it in
radical
half
and
and
forget I'm
pull.
underwater. Okay, sorry.
And you see Pink at this point, who is swooping down to meet you, and
I'm just gonna hold the thumbs
well,
up.
that's a natural one. He was definitely swooping down, and he like attempts to like casually act like he's like flapping just above the water, but like he definitely like over adjusts and like dips decently into the water, and it's like, yo,
Was he going for a dive
what's going
on
on?
me? Was he trying to eat me essentially and thinking I was a fish? Oh, that's a big one. Oh god, that's my teammate. What do you mean? I wasn't doing anything.
What's up?
I'm not gonna say anything. I'm just gonna take a big gulp of breath, hold my thumb up, and sink back underwater.
Oh gosh.
I'm gonna Terminator 2 this.
I'm
But in
gonna
the
run
Are you
over.
going to
Not
eat
being
that?
able to see anything is severely like super worried about his teammate.
Okay, I'm gonna go run over to the dock where Liam is.
Just
Liam and
say
Madison.
nothing, just sink.
All right.
Okay, well, he's
I don't like
diving
that the
back
combat
into the
music.
water.
I don't like that the
He's
combat
still
music is
alive
still
though, right?
He's fine. He's fine.
Okay.
I healed him during that.
Okay, that's good.
There was a turtle. We were
Are you
warned.
staying in the water, Ryan?
Were you able to see what?
Are you staying in the water, Gar?
I'm just gonna sink back low to the point where they can't really see me, and kind of just shamefully sit at the bottom, like man, away from where the turtles were. To be clear,
Roll
just kind
initiative.
just kind of
Just gonna check a
sit
certain
somewhere
speed
like
here. All right.
If you're
just
out of
kind
healing
sit
word
there,
like ranged, there's nothing I can do.
just
So
kind
you're
of
going
sit
back
there.
towards the dock, or are you trying to like swim across the lake or something like that?
I'm just trying to like get somewhere where I don't think that they'll attack me again.
He just wants to wallow in self pity.
Yeah, basically, I want to be like that should not have been difficult.
Wait, red die. There we
Oh
go.
no, he's rolling to see if I'm attacked again.
This has got to be the stupidest combat encounter I've ever been in D&D.
You
Oh,
I've
that
been in
fell off.
worse. I had to
Which-
fight crabs,
Yep.
knife wielding crabs before. It was the first fight of the entire campaign. It was great.
That's funny sounding.
It was
So,
great. We had crab waves
Liam
playing in
and
the background the
Gar,
whole time.
not Liam and Gar, Liam and George. Pink comes over to you now. He's
It's
not very
just-
wise, is he?
Can I?
Why
What
is he
part is
thinking?
I am? I
I
have a
don't know.
+3 to wisdom.
Your actions say
Yeah,
otherwise.
use it.
Okay,
I just
wise
didn't
guy.
realize that the turtles would actually play it. I thought that was just flavor text. Plus, I thought maybe they would be like, "Yo, this is a fellow turtle."
You
He's
think after
fine.
the first attack, Gar would back off and maybe come say something about him to
Nope.
the people who might be able to help him fight.
Or
if he had
just
to
get
fight
out
more.
of the water.
You
What
guys
is the
can't
turtle
help
gonna
me
do?
You can't help me fight. I'm the only one that can swim and be underwater for a consistent amount of time, for a decent amount of time.
Roll initiative.
Damn it.
I think if Liam had to get in the water, he'd have to roll to see if he even swim. I don't know that Liam would know how to swim.
Ryan, can I see Gar?
Can he see you? Are you trying to conceal yourself?
I am trying to stealth at this point and like pop up.
Roll a stealth check.
I'm trying to pop up on the other side so that they don't see me leave.
That's a big lake.
I'm trying to show up somewhere where they can't see me, essentially. Okay, stealth
There's like
check.
this sort of like lily pad grove here.
I'm just trying to show up somewhere where they can't see me, so I can just kind of sit around for a bit.
Are you going to like the shore?
Yeah, but away from the dock.
Okay. What was your initiative roll?
Well, my stealth was a 11,
Okay.
so not great.
Go ahead
My
and roll a
initiative,
perception check,
my
Okay.
initiative
George.
was slightly better at a 13.
Okay.
Oh, that's the wrong one.
Not been rolling
That's not
great
what I
tonight.
wanted. Perception
Yeah, no,
is
persuasion.
is a dirty 20.
Why?
Oh yeah, you definitely see him like wallowing in like his own mistakes.
Can I roll
over in
for
the-
initiative too?
The area. If you
He
want.
has range spells.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you do. I don't.
17.
Oh, I found it.
To which I'm
Gar
gonna
is just
say.
not great in the water.
To which I'm gonna say. Oh no, there's another turtle.
Accidentally
he can-
shoots me.
He can handle
Well,
it, but I'm gonna keep him.
I will
healthy at
clarify. You
least.
only see Gar right now.
Yeah,
Oh. Never mind.
it's
I do not say that.
underwater, so it's attacking me from underwater.
I'm not going to say that actually, but I'm just gonna be ready.
All right, another.
Oh.
Oh.
Jackie?
Liam's
good?
just
What?
saying, like, where's he
Hello?
at
Never mind.
now? I don't know where he's at. I can't
Am I
see
dead?
anything.
I'm dead.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good.
Remember?
So to
Remember
bring
me.
things to a close now, to go one by one, I suppose. Gar, after sitting at the sort of shore of the river or the lake there, fish comes up and starts trying to nibble at your like bleeding toes.
I just try and kick it.
Roll an attack.
I'm gonna roll this. No, that one. That's the one. You know what? I'll take it. That's a 15 to hit the fish.
All right, you smack the fish successfully enough, and it swims away.
Yeah. Yeah, I can do things. I'm tough.
Okay, so the fish is now
And
biting at him.
for George, and we'll do Liam as well. You both eventually, and Pank, eventually go back to the cabin where you are set up with the 3 beds in the loft, along with Mayor Eimer. You go ahead, George, and just sleep at the table in your trance. Or if you want, you can like sleep on the floor in the loft with like.
Could I
your
could I sleep in the
legs over-
study area they've got?
The attic?
No.
Like the desk that Mark was tinkering at?
No. The just in the room with the bookshelves.
Yeah, the
Ah.
attic. Wasn't that?
No, that was. It was the storage room, basically.
It has the second floor stairs.
That's what I'm thinking. Okay.
This area.
Yeah. I'm gonna spend the rest of the night reading in there, and then eventually just trance.
Okay.
I'm gonna wait.
Liam and Mayor Eimer, you're able to. And Hank, all go ahead and sleep up there as well. Eventually, in the night, if you want to, do you want to go back to the cabin, Gar?
When I eventually kind of figure they've all left, I'm gonna go grab my things and just sit on the dock contemplating. I'm not gonna go into the night. I'm just at one point I'll just tuck myself into my shell on the dock
Wait a
and
minute.
sleep out.
How long until you like go to the dock, or like how long do you sit to wallow?
I'll give it like an hour and a half to make sure that they're probably gone.
Okay, so within that time, Madison goes back towards the cabin.
All right.
And you're left with the stars above your head and the stars below your head reflecting off the lake. And that is where we will bring the session to a close.